All right, guys, what's going on? We're live. We got 500 fucking questions, and we're gonna answer 10. Right? That's how it kind of goes. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
What's new? Anything? Anybody getting bigger or smaller? Fatter?
Everyone's getting bigger and fatter, right?
James, your face looks a little puffier this week.
Fuck off. It's my beard, man. It's the beard. It's just
It's just looking
my face.
You're looking a little rounder in the cheeks.
I look knackered.
Do you know what? For someone like for I don't know about anyone else, but when someone tells me after a show, especially, oh, your face is getting fat, it's the most irritating fucking thing.
Why?
That anyone, it just fucks me off. I'm like, fuck off, just fuck off.
No,
like
listen, I don't mind it.
It winds me up more than anything else. When someone's like, oh, someone's eating again, face is getting chubby. I'm like, yeah, fucking no shit. Yeah, I know. I have a mirror in my house. When I'm brushing my teeth, I can see my face is swelling. Like, I've got it. Don't worry.
Ben,
don't know why.
Not Ben. James, what's with the beard comb you've been with? You've had it for a couple weeks. I keep seeing it, but I haven't mentioned it, and I just noticed it again.
It's like smoking cigarettes, but not smoking cigarettes. It's that same, you have something that you just like doing here and there in between things.
Fixation.
It's become that.
So
yes, it's become that.
It's just a little habit that you got. Let me see your beard comb.
It's a nice one, actually. Look, wait. See that little engraving? Look, that wood.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a decent little part.
Luke used to have a credit card in his wallet.
Oh, yeah.
You see that?
Like one of them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Luke used to have one in his wallet, and so he'd sit in the airport and he'd just like crack it out and stuff.
It's the same to do. I like brushing my cat with it.
This is like more of a hair pick.
Yeah, that's like
yours is for an afro. You put out an afro.
So they sent me this beard company. Sent me this. They engraved it and everything. And but it's like more for your fucking hair, and I don't have any hair, so I don't know.
Is that actually you on it? Is that a picture of you on it?
Yeah,
a picture of you on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite cool. I want one of those.
When I was jacked.
Can I do a shout out? Can I get one?
When I was jacked, it's like,
who are they?
That's like what I look like, I think.
Oh, it's the Mohawk. It's the Mohawk for that.
What's the company for?
I don't remember, actually, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I'm a horrible rep. It was like 5 years ago. Fuck off.
Oh, that's all right. That's acceptable.
Anyways,
I just shaved my beard off, and now I'm off all the gear too, so my face is skinny. Plus, I got no beard, so I'm looking like I'm skinny fucking prep face again.
How long have you been
Ready
off
for a show again?
Since the Olympia.
So you've been off for what, 4 weeks now?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. How long are you staying off for?
Oh.
You know, whatever Patrick says.
Yeah, I'm just going with the flow. Yeah.
Approximately what? 8 weeks, 12 weeks? Do you have any idea?
10. I don't know.
Yeah.
Another 4 to 6. Yeah.
And then
I felt great.
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah.
My diet's been really good, and I've been doing cardio every day, so I'm still in like really good shape. Like I can tell I've deflated like the fullness a little bit, like the nitrogen retention waters down a bit, but my conditioning stayed good, so I don't just look like skinny fat. Like I look like still in shape, just a little smaller, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm still 65, 268, but.
Are you pissing more now? Because I had that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like pissed twice as much. And Patrick said it's because of that.
It's funny, even though, because I've noticed, because my appetite's so good. I don't know if any of you guys are like this. When your appetite's not great, you need to drink a lot of water, like get the food in. Like I find my water intake's way higher. And then when I'm super hungry, I don't even think to drink water. Eating my meals in 2 seconds, I drink 0 water to get my food down. I'm like barely drinking, and I'm still pissing twice as much.
Yeah. You can't retain. He was saying to me that you can't retain as many minerals.
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys? So after I got my first blood pressure readings, when I was like really worried about it, I went off, and I had torn my tricep at the same time anyway. So I went off gear for like 9 months. I was just taking like a TRT dose. Yeah. I probably felt the best I've ever felt, or the best I can remember feeling.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at, Ben? My TRT dose?
I came off because Ian's off, right? And then you're like, yeah, I came off for 8 months, and you're like, yeah, so I was off running TRT. I'm like,
what is it?
Okay, wait a minute. I'm 42 years old, man. I'm never gonna be off. I'm always gonna run a shot of test a week. That's just off for me.
I'm doing it. Just
like a shot of test a week.
There's no such thing as 0 shots for me, because I'll just my testosterone will just crash.
Ian is on 0, nothing, right?
Yeah. That's fine. I'm not. Look, this is. I can't believe you turned it into that. I have.
Carry on with your story. You felt great.
The point is, I'm trying to say, it feels awesome to be off. but we have to go on because it's what we do.
Yeah.
Like I think people think we love being on, and it's like,
no, it's kind of a relief.
Yeah. It's I do like for the 1 hour in the gym. That's the only time I actually love it.
Yeah.
I literally, genuinely, the other day I said I'm taking February off, like off. Ian off, not Fouad off. And I said I can't wait. I can't wait to not pin for a month.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when I did this post, like the last post I did, I posted like, update photo or something, and just wrote like I can't remember what I fucking wrote, but it said something about like like 3 weeks or 2 weeks post whatever, blah blah blah. Said what I was eating for food and off gear and stuff. And there's literally 150 comments of like, by off you mean TRT, right? I'm like, is that what this is now? It's weird because like when I started bodybuilding, that wasn't a thing. It's like really evolved since,
Well, wait a minute. When I was younger, when I said off, I was actually off. I never did the cruise thing.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, my natural test doesn't.
Well, no, of course for you it makes sense. Like for you to come off would be pointless.
I go right to zero, and I'm like,
it would be completely pointless for sure.
Well, it's not only pointless; it would be unhealthy.
It would be less than optimal for sure.
So anyway, that's the only reason I do that. What do you do? Do you go all the way off? Don't you, James?
I did with Patrick. Yeah. But my test, it went down to 1.1, didn't it? I was fucking awful. I was like,
yeah, that's not. I don't think that's healthy.
That's low.
No, that's why I had a shorter period off than say Ian, because Ian's probably in a healthier spot than me.
I'm a little higher than that, but not a ton better.
Yeah.
My training partner was like 2.5. So that was acceptable because it's just above female range.
Yeah.
So,
just above vagina. Just above vagina.
Just above. Yeah, he was just above vagina. So I was in vagina, literally. And it showed in my emotions. I started getting really soft.
Yeah.
You start crying at commercials and shit.
Yeah.
Everything, man. Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into questions and we'll shoot the shit as we go. Would you rather be a billionaire but live in one place the rest of your life, or be broke but able to travel?
I mean, I'm only planning on living on one place my whole fucking life, so I'll just be a billionaire then.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm a homebody. I don't really want to go anywhere.
But then wait, that says travel, so then I couldn't compete. Like I wouldn't be able to compete unless I was in Ottawa.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, the fuck.
Then because if you're a billionaire, you just hold your own show at your house.
Yeah, I buy a big fucking property and just put on shows there. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just get one of them rooms in your garden.
I just win my own pro show every year.
You could get one of the holodecks from Star Trek. The holodeck, the hologram deck, where you literally be in any place at any time.
If you're a billionaire, you can just buy the Olympia, move it to Ottawa.
Move to Ottawa, yeah.
Yeah.
The Olympia's in your house. There you go.
I can have one regular season show, which obviously I win because of the politics and I'm crooked as fuck, and then I get my own Olympia.
I take it none of you are into Star Trek.
No, I know a holodeck.
I know what you meant.
Well, that just flew the fuck over everybody. I was like, I thought we were gonna get some conversation out of that bit.
I said yes.
I just won't mention that ever again. You fuckers.
Ben,
ignoring me.
Are you staying home too to be a billionaire or what?
No, I want to travel. I'm big on
traveling's cool too, though. But I don't know, being a billionaire, imagine the fucking house you'd live in and shit.
Yeah, but some of the experiences,
it wouldn't satisfy.
My best experiences have been just traveling on my own with a backpack. Like just, I went to Prague on my own, did that. Went to Thailand and like Cuba. There's some cool places.
But you have to be poor.
Dude, you can
hang around with the poor people.
It doesn't matter in Thailand. You can bum it and slum it, and
that's true.
That's part of the experience.
Yeah, but when you're not traveling, you have to be poor too. That's what I'm saying. Like it says, you have to be broke.
Just keep traveling.
Constantly traveling.
You know what? I never understood how I got friends who have no money, but they travel a lot, and I'm like, how the fuck?
I see this with like girls on Instagram shit all the time. They're like, fucking like all over the place all the time, and they don't work. I'm like, who pays for this? Are you like, is this some guys paying for this, or like, what's the deal with that?
In that scenario, I think it's the guy paying. Yeah,
it's the guys. Come on, they're like, come to this country and we'll pay for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, I have guy friends who like travel around. They fucking are broke all the time. Like, how the fuck do you have the money to travel?
They eat a tin of beans a day. You know what they're like. These people, they don't eat. They eat a tin of beans and they're happy. And that's it.
Tin of beans.
But they are happy. But they are happy because traveling. I'm telling you, like James, the Kilimanjaro thing. How much did that open up your
Oh, mate, listen, that's better than anything I've ever done. So it's self-explanatory, isn't it? Really.
So is it better to be world traveled and that happy that way, or is it better to be rich as fuck?
I would choose
world traveled.
Well traveled.
Realistically, I think well traveled.
For sure.
You know what, man? What'd you say, Ian?
I think that might be the better answer. I don't know. It's tough.
I'm not. Fuck you guys. I don't want to be rich.
Listen, we're all going to end up in a fucking wooden box.
Yeah,
look,
rich or poor.
can I? But that's not
being any more rich than I like having more money than I do now. I don't really care that much.
Yeah, I do. Because I could live. It says you could live anywhere, right? So I could just pick whatever city I love and live there and be a billionaire.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to stay fucking home. Like if I live in LA or I live in Florida or I live in like some major city.
Well, but then it's traveling.
No. Yeah. But I got it's somewhere where I want to live. So
okay, sure. Yeah, you can relocate, but you can't move from there then.
I can relocate to that city, whatever city you think is the best city that you can think of, live there and be a billionaire. Like, fuck, why not?
Yeah.
Then you could this is literally just going back to last episode where we were talking about having our kingdoms, our villages. So you basically just have your village.
Yeah.
Because I'm
trying to think about how much I've traveled in the last 10 years. And other than work events, I've gone on like 2 vacations.
Yeah, it's always work.
Yeah. So I'm a home. But I'm a homebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I go traveling, I don't necessarily nowadays. When I was younger, I used to like to go into a resort and have everything there, and it was just like I'll get waited on hand and foot. I don't want to do that. I want to go and experience other cultures. I want to go like when I went to Cuba, we went to this little grandma's village. I walked through her hut and there was like beds. I went and spoke to one of the waiters and he took me out of the hotel and to see his family, and then he drove me around personally. Yeah. Like that's where you get to experience the world. I don't want to go and sit in a hotel.
No, I did that too. I did that in St. Martin. We had like a kind of a travel guide with us the whole week, and they kind of took us around and showed us everything. And it is really cool. But you know, if you're a billionaire, you can have all those cultures come to your fucking backyard. You ever go to those festivals where they have like all the different food groups, like Mexican people, and then they have like, you know, they have like Chinese food, and you just do that in your backyard and you experience all the different cultures.
It's not just food. There's architecture, there's landscapes, right? Yeah. It's like, bring me the food. Just bring the food.
That's the most important component.
Just give me the Indian food.
I've seen enough. I've been around a lot of the world. I've seen enough. Yeah. I can stay home now.
I'm not overly enticed. Like when I was young, my family travels quite a bit, and you know, I did a lot of international travel when I was young, and like, it's not super high on my bucket list. But if it was restricting me from like, you know, seeing family that's far, or you know, doing competitions or anything like that, I don't know if I wouldn't trade that for being.
Okay, let's say you're retired, Ian. Let's say you're 45 and you're retired now.
Well, then
and ask you the same question.
I'd probably be a billionaire then.
Right.
At that point, I'd have kids and shit, and it's like, you know, I'd rather, you know, have money to put them through the best schools and fucking do whatever, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, at this point in my life, it's not super enticing to me. Yeah.
You know, people say money can't buy happiness, and I'm like, I don't think that's true. Like, I think I can make myself pretty happy if I was a billionaire.
Wait, no,
it's the choices that you have. It's the opportunity you have.
It's when there's the point of like stress relief, and then after that, I think it's like a no return. You know.
Here's my answer to that because I've heard that a bunch of times. I'm like, no, money doesn't buy happiness, but every situation is better if you have money in the bank.
Yeah, money buys freedom. Yeah. Money buys freedom. That's my point.
Like, whatever situation you can think of, if you've got savings in the bank, it's better than if you're broke. Like it's stress.
Yes, but this is what I'm saying about that. It's like there's a cap on this, because if you have 5 million in the bank versus having 50 million versus having 5 billion, like it's not like your stress level is not going to be lower having 50 billion.
No, but your fun level will be higher.
Yeah, but like, what are you trying to do, man? You trying to fucking like buy malls and like skydive in them? Like, what are you trying to do?
If I have $50 million, if I
have an expensive date.
Listen. If I have $5 million, I can't buy a yacht.
No.
If I have $500 million, I can buy a yacht that has a butler.
You want to buy a yacht?
I'd like to have a yacht with like a private chef there and a maid,
like a helicopter on it,
and a helicopter on it, Sea-Doos, like the whole fucking thing. I want the whole
thing.
Yeah, why not? Who doesn't want that?
I don't.
Why?
I have no need for that.
Okay, I'm not saying I'm focused on going to buy it. I'm saying if tomorrow somebody said, I snap my fingers, Ben, you have the exact same life, but you have $500 million in the bank, and we're also going to give you this private yacht with a private chef and private butler and a helicopter pad and Sea-Doos on the back. You're like, I don't want it. Why would you say I don't want it? Who the
no, because if he's not giving anything away for it, then sure. But if you're saying you have to give away the travel freedom, then of course you wouldn't take that.
No, but he said it in a way that like it doesn't matter at all, excluding the question. And I'm like, why?
I wouldn't ever want that. I'd rather give my money away than ever have that. I don't need a fucking yacht. There's people that I'd rather give my money to charity than buy a fucking yacht.
What if you could give your money to charity and have a yacht? Because if you're a billionaire, you could do both.
Because the money you can give to buying a yacht, there's always going to be someone you can help rather than buy a fucking yacht.
Yeah, I don't want to help everybody but myself. I want to help myself too. Yeah. So like if I'll give you an example. Like me and Paul were talking about this in the car. Like Jeff Bezos, right? The guy's like the richest guy in the world, or one of. He's got like $145 billion. He could literally give like the United States economy like $10 billion, still have $135 billion left over, and he could still buy himself a fucking yacht and all that other shit. Why would you not want to do that? Why would that be wrong? Like that makes no sense to me.
No one said it's wrong.
Well, you just said
I don't want.
Okay, that's
he's just saying that those things don't like mean enough to him to like entice him to them.
Yeah, but you say it in a way that
how much does your yacht cost? How much does your yacht cost?
The one I'm thinking of is probably like $100 million.
Fuck.
No, the one he's been looking at. Like he's been looking at.
Exactly, it's the one he's actually been looking. He's actually been looking at.
The one with like the 8-bedroom, 6-bath. You know, like.
Check his cookies and see where he's been looking.
Right. Then $100 million. My argument is even more cemented. There is no fucking way I would spend $100 million on a fucking yacht.
You're saying that now as yourself, but if you had $1 billion, $100 million would be like buying a car. It'd be like you buying a car right now. Listen, if you had $1 billion, buying $100 million yacht would be like you going to buy a car right now.
The thing with all these things is though, is like they lose their intrigue like after one time. Like you get this yacht, and then you'd be like driving around for a weekend, then you'd be like, man, I want to
right, James.
Well, I would rather help. I'd rather help 100,000 or 100 million people than buy myself a yacht.
Yeah, I want to help people. But I also want to have a yacht. So
I will help people by letting them come on my yacht.
You know what? I just found the perfect solution to this question. I'm gonna live on my fucking yacht with $1 billion in the bank, and I can go all over the fucking world anyway because I'm still living in my yacht.
Traveling.
That's right.
No, it counts as traveling.
I'm living in my yacht. That's my house.
One location.
The yacht is traveling.
Why is it traveling? I'm living there.
Because moving around is traveling. That's
sailing the yacht. Sailing counts as transport. That counts.
I think I found that's a Luke loophole.
So wait, if someone gets their yacht and in New York and sails it to Australia, you wouldn't say that they traveled there?
If that's their only place where they live, that's
so
their house.
Didn't travel there. They just fucking their yacht.
They just ended up there.
Their home happened to move a little bit.
Their home happened to move. Yeah.
They allowed the world to spin on its axis.
Okay, can I please I want to clarify one more question.
Go on.
Ben doesn't want to have a yacht no matter what, even if he had all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel the same way? Am I the only crazy one here?
No, I'm getting a yacht, mate. I'm getting a yacht, trust me.
If I had $1 billion, would buying a yacht be like super high on my priority list and something that would be like bring any more enjoyment to my life? Probably no. But if you're at the point of having so much disposable income that you can do these things and not be fazed by it, yeah, maybe, sure, I'd probably buy one. Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying it's like the first thing on my list, but even right now as we speak, I would love, like this summer, I would love to be able to buy a boat. Mm-hmm. Like a small, like obviously not a fucking yacht, but like let's say a 30, 40 foot boat that I can take my wife on and go fucking do whatever, right? I'm like, or wife and friends. Why would I not want a fucking yacht? Like, that sounds crazy to me. It's like somebody.
I want a yacht.
Like when someone says, like, The Rock. You see The Rock getting off his private jet at some airport. I'm like, why would I not want a private jet?
No, I mean, there's no reason not to want it. Yeah, sure.
I'd rather a yacht than a jet.
Me too.
Yeah, a yacht sounds more fun, but a jet.
We all fly a lot more than we fucking boat. So I mean, to have the private jet would be pretty nice.
Yeah, the jet's tough.
Like, hey, I'm going to fucking do the Olympia. Me and my fucking boys and family hop on the private jet. And, Vegas,
yeah, you're gone. Yeah, you're gone. Yeah, I think Ian's right. I think the yacht comes after the jet.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Yacht is for the, like when Fouad put me in you're 45 and retired, then you get your yacht. But for now, I'd take the private jet.
I'll yacht to the Olympia. I'll yacht to the Olympia. It takes me 4 weeks.
Yeah, now it take me 4 weeks.
It would take it more than 4 weeks. Think of the UK. You'd have to go all the way down and around. I mean,
but now it's in Florida. It's like just a straight shot across.
Yeah, exactly. It's on the East Coast. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
But you're not flashy.
You know what? I decided I am flashy. I don't give a fuck. I like fucking nice things, and if I could afford them, I would buy them all. I mean, I
do like I like nice things. I'm just not rich enough to get them.
Neither am I. But like, I'd like to be rich enough to buy a fucking exotic car and a sport bike.
I would as well. I'm bad. I don't mind spending money. The thing is, I'm like you. If I see something I like, the money's gone.
Yeah, so am I. I just don't have the money to buy the things I want yet, but I will. I will hopefully one day. Maybe not a yacht. Maybe not a yacht with a helicopter pad.
To. Yeah, but I think you might. You have a hostile helicopter, hostile helipad.
Hostile helicopter sounds good.
I'm just finishing my fucking kitchen.
The thing is,
what'd you say, Ian?
I said, speaking of blowing money, I'm just finishing my fucking kitchen renovation.
Yeah, I still got to finish mine.
Expensive. Yeah,
mine's waiting. My whole house is being renovated except my kitchen.
My kitchen everything's done now. The cabinets are in. They came in laser measured for the counters yesterday. And I have a custom hood vent cover being made, like a box for the hood vent. So that it's just that, and the counters really that need to go in. Then my buddy's coming to do the painting, and then we're good. So, but it was big. We knocked down like all the walls and the whole fucking ground floor, like everything. It was a big job.
I think Ben, I'm stuck on this. I think Ben's flashier than he tries to lead on.
No, I used to be flashy. I already admitted that. I used to be a cunt when I was a kid. When I had no money, I'd walk around and flash watches and flash cars. I don't actually own a car. I don't have a car. I spent all my money in the gym equipment. And last year I bought my family, sister, dad, I bought them all really nice gifts. I sent money to my dad. Like, I'd rather give my stuff away. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so you've changed. So let me ask you this. Do you think it's wrong to have nice things?
No, I didn't say anything's wrong. I'm saying, when you
for you personally,
question, would you? Yeah. That's why I said what you want isn't wrong. I said for me, I would feel wrong if I had $100 million disposable income and I spend on a fucking yacht rather than helping people out that I couldn't sleep at night.
Yeah, I'd sleep well.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I
sleep well in my yacht. I would burn it out.
I'd sleep like a baby on my fucking yacht on the wavy ocean.
Lullaby.
Collins plan.
Listen, I think
I changed a lot after my motorbike accident. Like my whole outlook on life flipped.
I don't think there's anything wrong with helping people, but I think you should also enjoy the fruits of your labor. That's where I'm at.
Absolutely. Listen, I think there is a balance there. You can have good acts every now and then and help people.
That's right.
You know, this is what I'm saying.
I often try to help others and then reward yourself every now and then as well.
I'll tell you what I'm saying. I'll give you an example. Sorry, Ben. I'll give you one example before you go ahead. So me and Summer are talking about doing a mental health campaign for Hostile, kind of like the one I posted from that sweatshirt I bought from that truck company, or the truck modification company. Anyway, that to me is giving back. So if like we come up with a shirt or something and people buy it and we donate those things to a mental health foundation, that to me is giving back. But I'm also going to take the profits from Hostile and go buy a fucking yacht. So I think both can exist at the same time, right?
Yeah, but okay. Well, yeah, all right. I mean,
I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, yeah, but you could take all the money for the yacht and also give it to the foundation. But I think
you're giving money to a foundation off of something that you currently don't have, right? So you're going to create a business. You're going to create a business where all that money, which is a good thing, all that money can then go directly to the charity. Yeah. But all of your money, you're going to keep for yourself.
No, I didn't say I wouldn't donate to the foundation. I've already donated to the foundation. I wouldn't say I personally wouldn't donate. I'm saying my company can donate, and my company is me. So my company can donate. My company can create a business where people are also donating. So I'm doing more than just sticking my own hand in my pocket. I'm taking everybody else's money. But my company can also provide for myself so I can enjoy my life. And I think
so that was my original, before I got into my point was when you were talking about enjoying the fruits of your labor, I get way more enjoyment from giving to other people than I do for myself nowadays.
That's great.
Different. Like I honestly got to Christmas this year and I was more excited to see everyone else open what I'd got them. I didn't care what I'd got.
Yeah, that's normal though. I feel that way too.
Mm-hmm. But then it's like I would rather but that's where I get. So I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor because I get to, and if I give to charity, that's me enjoying my, you know.
Yeah, but there's
I get that,
and that's saying, getting value out of that money to bring enjoyment to his life. He would get more out of giving.
No, and I understand that, and that's totally valid. And I feel the same way when I give to people or give presents or give.
Want to do some stuff too.
But I also feel great driving in a Ferrari, so I want both.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
but I don't. Right answer to this. I mean,
no, there isn't a right answer. It's whatever you prefer. Right. Okay, so we didn't answer anything except for you guys all said you would travel.
Yeah,
right? I think realistically, I think so.
Yeah, for now, I would take that. If you ask me in 10, 15 years, it'll probably change, but for now, I'm good with
Absolutely.
that.
I got to tell you guys, I hate being broke. Like, it's the worst feeling in the fucking world.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's the question. You have to be broke. It's not just traveling. It's you have to be broke and traveling. Yeah,
but I wonder if you'd feel enriched from the travel.
Yeah. No, I would feel like I would be like, this sucks. I have no money ever to do anything. I'm just, I would be like, I hate, I used to live check to check.
The idea of just being stuck in one place seems worse to me than the concept of being broke.
Yeah. I feel like if my friends and family are in that place, then I don't give a shit.
Okay. And that's where this is an individual.
Yeah. Because I'm seriously a homebody. Like, my friends and family live kind of in the same place I live. And
yes, I'm the same way, but
if I can see them, I'm okay. Like,
I'm very in the gray area for this because I've given two answers as we've gone through this. So I'm kind of divided on this. I'm not quite sure.
Have you guys ever lived check to check?
Yes.
I'm sure you have, right? We all have.
Younger, yeah.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It was stressful. All my bodybuilding before I turned pro was that way.
Yeah. And that was a lot of my life was spent in debt or living check to check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's where
there would be a shift in lifestyle here though, because if you're traveling, you're getting the rewarding thing for you is the travel and the money is a secondary thing versus like we're trying to live a life where we're trying to do certain things with the money and you don't have it. Like this person, what you're trying to do is just travel, enjoy the simplicity, simple things in life. Like, how many people do you see like fucking backpackers shit? They got no money, but they're having a great time. Mm. We're talking about our existence where you have a gym and you have cell phone bills and you have all these things, but you can't afford them. So you're living check to check, which is causing the stress. So it's two very different.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like you said, there's no right answer, right? So we're going to go around. Okay. If you could tell yourself, this question comes up a lot, but we'll answer it again anyway. We just spent fucking 20 minutes on one question. We're never going to get through any of these fucking things. If you could tell your younger self one thing to do and one thing not to do for bodybuilding.
Oh, I get this so much in my Q&As.
I think it's because there's a lot of young guys listening and they want to know.
I never answer it. I always avoid this question when I see it on my Q&As because I really don't know what to answer it. And I don't want to be like a dickhead and just be like, well, I wouldn't say anything. The journey is, but like, which I don't really know what the fuck, how do you answer this? Like,
well,
it's hard to answer as well when you've seen certain levels of success in what you've done.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. Regrets are quite hard to have when you're where you are.
Yeah. If we'd all been completely unsuccessful, then we'd be like, okay, well, where did the, lack of success root from? But our journeys all progressed on a road towards some level of success in this world.
I'll tell you one thing I would have changed. I would have said yes a lot more often to a lot of things.
Yeah.
I avoided
all sort of things.
My anxiety caused me to avoid some guest posings.
I used to be like that a lot too.
Yeah. So I missed out on a lot of things that I justified at the time. It was like, oh, I don't need to do that, or I don't need to do that, or and I would make up a good reason for not doing it, even though inside, like deep down, I knew it was like my anxiety was like, just stay home. It'd be easier.
The last few years, I've just completely let myself be an absolute yes man. Like if someone's like, hey, you want to do this, thing for fucking, talk to kids and we're not going to pay you and it's going to be a, shit day.
Yeah.
Want to go do a guest posing? We're going to pay you fucking no money. I'm just like, sure. Like I just say yes to all of it. Cause I mean, at the end of the day, like so many other things, potential opportunities can come from these things and you meet people and shit. It's just like fucking just say yes and who cares?
It definitely adds to your character as well when you do those kind of things. And I admit I'm like Fouad's past there. I'm quite bad at it. I'm often the person who like retreats to my house and just stays quiet. But the few times that I have decided to take upon these kind of offerings, it's definitely rewarded me in one way or another. Maybe not financially, but in other ways.
Yeah. And it's funny because I always now my like rule of thumb is just to say yes to basically everything. And then as the thing approaches, then I get a lot of anxiety, like you're saying, Fouad.
Yeah.
Coming up and I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have said yes to that. Like, why did I say yes? And this is every single time. It's the same. I get the anxiety about it, and then when it happens, it goes way better than I thought. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I did that. You know?
That's right, 100%.
It's like a say yes to feel anxiety to then feel good. You know?
Can I tell you the funny thing is that's how I treat this podcast. I know it sounds stupid to you guys, but like the whole thing about talking to somebody you don't know is the reason for my anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, this podcast is going to suck if you don't talk to this person.
Yeah.
So I'll message the person, I'll set up a date, and then like you said, Ian, I'll get like, 2 days before the podcast, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, too late. You already booked it.
Yep.
And then you do it. And after you do it, you're like, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the anxiety can fucking hold you. That's the one thing I would have changed, like in between my 20s and 30s in my career.
I can agree with you. Yeah.
Ben, anything?
Yeah. I don't know how to word it, but maybe you'll understand. And I think you guys probably already did this. So this is why, for me, I'm the unsuccessful bodybuilder, right, of this fucking group quite clearly. I think whatever you're trying to achieve, like the end goal, start living your life like you're already there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to be a pro bodybuilder, go and take it as seriously as the guy that's already a pro. Don't half-ass it and expect to get to where they are. Like I know the pros that I've been and seen, they convince themselves and they treat themselves like pros even as amateurs, right? Way before the fact. They lived their life, they took it seriously. I'm starting to take my own training more seriously now, and things are coming together. I'm not saying I'm going to be a pro, but I'm just saying where you are, it's like that fake it till you make it kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Act like you're already there, and you'll get there.
No,
otherwise you're going to make excuses.
What you're saying is better than the fake it till you make it shit.
Right.
What you're saying is actually do the work that those people are doing.
Right.
So you're ready for it when you get there.
Right. Because I know a lot of people's mentality is, oh well, if I was a pro, then I could do X, Y, Z. I could train. Then I'd eat my meals. Then I'd be stricter on my diet if I was a pro, because then it means something.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
If you were to have one particular training partner for your entire life, who would it be and why? I'm happy with my training partner.
Yeah, that's a tough question to answer because we haven't trained with every single person.
I haven't tried enough people. I want to try more people.
I've been training with Paul for 15 years almost or more.
I mean, I've been training with Julian since just before the Olympia, and that was probably the most progress I made in 6 months of my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever had like a long-term training partner? I mean, I know obviously Ben, you trained with Luke for a couple of years, but anything longer than that?
Mine are for like a season, and then I'm like, I need a new one.
I've had a few. Like I had a buddy Dustin I trained with for like a full year, and obviously I've trained on and off with Chris for a long time.
Yeah.
And then Julian is my most recent, most consistent.
Why is it that you think a lot of guys don't have long-term training partners?
I don't think there's
any. Like pussy, you get bored.
Is what? Sorry.
It's like pussy, you get bored of it. It's true, don't it? You're just like, for fuck's sake, I need something else. This is not fresh no more.
It's not true.
Listen, it's true. Don't fucking deny it. Sometimes you're like, you know what? I've had the same fucking conversation 100 times in a row. It's time that I mix things up.
All right, James is mixing things up.
Listen, I always get like a reboost every time I train with someone new for a period. The initial 6 to 8 weeks is like the best. So I feel like it's a constant evolution. I don't know what it is. I always get these like reboosts from training with different people.
Yeah.
I like training with different people. I don't mind. I like teaching them as well, like especially if there's someone who perhaps doesn't know as much as I do in bodybuilding. I'm fueled by helping them progress.
Yeah.
That's always quite fun.
Some of the best training partners are so fucking unsuspecting too. Like people always think like, someone like me and James have to train with each other for it to be good. Like, because we're like on the same kind of, ballpark of strength and intensity. Like you have to have that. But, I trained with this kid who, works at the gym that I do. He's like 21 years old, 22 years old, like natural kid. And it was like some of the best workouts I ever had,
Yeah.
He pushed hard. He was like eager to be there. He was excited. Like, he pushed me hard in my sets. It was like one of the best workouts I'd had in a long time. And, is from some kid that if you were to look at, from an outsider looking at like Ian training with this guy would be like, what the fuck's this kid doing training with him? But it's so, you don't need like, you don't best partner ever. You know, the strongest or freakiest or craziest person. You just need someone motivated and willing to work hard. You know.
I trained with a fella. Sorry.
Go ahead, James.
In the first lockdown, I trained with my friend Steve, who is the manager at the gym. He's just a little tennis player.
Yeah.
And honestly, I had some of the best sessions ever because he came into every session wanting it.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, I'm here to learn. I'm here to improve.
A good workout partner takes this, not this. You know.
Yeah.
I think
so. I think that's the key thing.
I don't think like pros are meant to train together. Like
it doesn't work that well.
I don't feel like when two guys are on the same level, it works as well as like if there's a disparity of some sort.
Same.
Honestly, when me and Chris trained for a long time, it's not nearly as good as the workouts I've had with a lot of people that were way less level, you know, high level than Chris or I.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know why. It's almost like somebody needs to lead the workout, maybe. Is that why?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, when I train with Julian actually kind of leads the workout, even though he's the lower level of the two of us, technically.
Like bodybuilding wise, yeah.
Yeah, like he's a top national level guy where I'm, you know, a pro, but it's, you know, like the intensity, it's like he's pushing me and then I reciprocate the energy that he gives, you know?
Yeah. Ben, anything?
No, I kind of zoned out. I didn't want to listen to any of that conversation. I'm sorry.
Okay. We'll move on. What condiments make a meal clean or not clean? What makes a meal? What makes a meal not clean anymore?
Not.
Yeah, like if you're gonna add condiments in the off season.
Butter.
Is butter where we draw the line?
I think butter.
Unless it's what's the one? Fucking hell, what's the one that John likes?
Grass-fed butter?
Yeah, but it's Kerrygold.
Oh.
I've never heard of that.
I don't think there's anything wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with butter. Why is there something wrong with butter?
It's just unnecessary.
John Meadows all about like grass-fed butter and stuff. Is that like a
John likes adding a little bit of butter to like his pre-workout meal just to like get not a little bit of butter per se, but a little bit of fat, and butter could be one of the choices. Mm-hmm. Is there any reason why butter would be worse than? I mean, I know it's
canola oil.
Yeah. Like if I'm going to do like let's say my pre-workout meal is like chicken, potato, and I'm going to add like a half a teaspoon of butter to my potato.
Not too fat. That's quite good.
That's still a clean meal to me. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So butter's not that bad. You're just slowing down the carbs a little bit with some fats.
No, this is a very difficult question.
I would say like mayonnaise. Like if you start putting on mayonnaise on shit, then you're like, okay.
Yeah, but what if you're doing a keto diet?
You can get the mayonnaise light. You can get the light mayonnaise.
If you're doing a keto diet, then mayonnaise could be conducive to your diet.
Okay, let's assume it's a normal diet, not keto diet.
Okay.
Then it's like crap. Isn't mayonnaise just crap? It's like shit.
Yeah, it's just egg yolk and fucking garbage, isn't it? I don't know.
Ben, anything?
No. I've got to shoot. Actually,
you got to shoot.
Yeah, I gotta go.
You have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Time out. Time out. I'm gonna edit this out. I'm gonna edit this part out. What's wrong?
I can't.
It's the training partner
question.
I realized that out and I laughed it, and then I was like, "Fuck!" I just realized why he was saying that, and I felt bad, so I apologize for laughing at the end there.
No. Hey, look, it's the conversation. Just no one's saying anything bad. It's just my head went into a bad space.
Yeah.
And I don't have a sense of humor right now, and I'm fucking struggling. And I teared up, and I'm like, I can't shake it off, and then start talking about anything else. My head's gone. So I don't want to be. I don't want to be sat here staring, not adding anything, and like I'm just. It got me. I'm sorry.
Dude, don't worry.
It's okay, dude. Don't be sorry, man.
You gotta ever explain yourself, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's
like the conversation. There's nothing wrong with the conversation.
But it's still the whole concept.
It put me. I let myself go down this thought process, and I can't shake it at the minute. I need to clear my head.
Do you want me to leave this part? Do you want me to leave this part in or cut it out?
You do what you want, man. I do it. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed. I just have to.
It's totally understandable.
Okay, man. Do your thing. If you want to listen. If you want to come back in half an hour or whatever after you calm down a bit, we'll still probably be on.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Okay, man. Just go get some air, man. Okay. See you guys. Big love, bro.
Yeah. Okay, man. Okay, man.
No worries, dude.
Okay. Well, That was fucking.
I didn't know I was going to hit him like that. I was surprised because I didn't think we went into much depth there. But okay, I get it because it's hard for some people.
Well, it took me a second because he said that he zoned out there, and then I like laughed as if he was zoned out, and then like it registered to me. I'm like, fuck, like, do I speak up and be like, hey, sorry, man, like, you know?
Well, I was watching him during the conversation. I was watching him during that question. I could see him tipping.
I could see it too, and I want to interject and say, so I'm glad he spoke up and that we could clear that air.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a hard one because when like, you know.
Yeah,
it's tough because you've got to like, not every person feels different, and some people things trigger them differently.
Yeah,
he's been having a tougher time. We had a long talk about it because he said he hasn't really dealt with it properly because after it happened, he got into the show. Remember, he was competing.
Yeah.
Then after he was competing, his son was born.
Yeah.
And he didn't really have a period of like just dealing with it.
He hasn't been able to mourn.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I know because I had a short, like mine was a short period, but I had a similar thing going on, you know, with the shows last year, and it was only after the second show, in the minute that it was over, I was like, "Fuck, wow!" Like reality hit. So I do get him totally. Bless him.
Okay, well, we'll move on
as we do.
It's hard to move on now, isn't it? It's like
I know it's because we're all friends. It is tough. It is tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, man.
Let's just get into it. Okay. How to grow my chest if I have a shoulder injury with neuronal damage. I think it means neurological damage.
Neurological damage?
Yeah, he just says neuronal. So anyway, how to grow my chest if I have a shoulder injury. Is there any techniques to growing your chest if you have a shoulder injury?
I mean, the biggest thing is obviously going to be making sure that you keep your chest ahead of your shoulders, so you're minimizing shoulder engagement as much as possible, right?
Is there movements that you would do and not do, though? That's what I want to know.
I mean, I probably wouldn't be flat benching.
Yeah. You know what I noticed? A lot of my elbow problems have come from using a barbell.
Yeah.
I never even realized it. It just puts you in such a fixed position.
Yeah.
That like your cat's here, man. You got a black cat?
No, it's just because he's so far back from the line. Sorry, I was just thrown off then. I was wondering what it. But yeah, the barbells, because your elbows are they're limited to what they can do.
Yeah, I think from now on I'm just going to use dumbbells. Do you think you can develop the same size chest with dumbbells without using a bar?
Maybe bigger.
Probably as good or bigger, yeah.
The
only reason I stick mostly to barbell movements is because, one, a lot of gyms don't have super heavy dumbbells, and two, because like 180, 190, 200-pound dumbbells, trying to fucking lift those up onto your goddamn lap, and like that's a fucking you waste so much energy just like moving those around. It's like I'd rather just load a bar and
Yeah.
Dumbbells are a nightmare to get into place. Dumbbells are one of the hardest things to fuck around with. Unless you have people like willing to pick them up and put them in your hands, it's a fucking pain in the ass. I was going to suggest if this guy's a rich man, maybe just buy a new fit.
Yeah.
Depends how rich he is. Just slam that on your pec, and they might get
If it wasn't for Ronnie, do you think Jay would have been as great as he was without having that drive and to finally win the O after so many runner-ups?
I think Jay was very driven anyway.
I think Jay is just like that, and I think that would have happened either way.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Do you think Jay would have won 8 Olympias if Ronnie wasn't there?
Possibly. Yeah. There's who else would have beat him?
I wonder if other guys would have trained harder, not knowing knowing Ronnie wasn't there. Or you always
feel like Ronnie put a lot of people off. There's fuck this.
I mean, Ronnie was at the level of superiority where it's like, I'm not going to win, so why bother?
Well, I think he was at a level that people are like, I can't play the size game because I'll never be his size. Whereas Jay was like, maybe I can be his size.
Yeah.
Jay did it. Jay did do it.
Yeah. So I wonder though, had Jay kept growing, if Ronnie wasn't there, and if Jay didn't keep growing, maybe Kevin would have pulled ahead of him at some point. Like there's a lot of different things that could have happened, right?
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Oh yeah, but look at the 2001 Jay. Yeah, do you think that anything after that, other than Ronnie, would have beat that?
No,
I don't.
I love 2000.
I think he would have been dominant.
I think 2001 Jay is amazing.
And
there you go. And
03 weren't that great either. Those were pretty bad. So
his legs were down a lot, weren't they? Yeah. So I don't think he would have touched Cutler. I think Cutler would have had a clean run and possibly had. So let's say if Coleman wasn't even there in '99, which is the first year Cutler did the Olympia, he got like 15th, and then the following year, what year did he get? Oh, he took 2000 off. 2001, he got.
2001, he took second. Yeah.
So second to when did he lose his first? 8. So that would have been 7. Then he lost. Then he would have got it back. 8, 9. He could have had 9 Olympias by now.
Yeah.
So Ronnie ruined it for him.
Blocked him. He blocked it.
Ronnie ruined it for everyone.
I do know the question though. You sometimes need an adversary. Like Ian, I'll give you like you and Hunter is a perfect example.
Yeah.
After like you trained to win Tampa, after your loss in Tampa, you were like,
fuck this, just it.
Not again.
That was your focus. You're like, I want to beat Hunter, but it made you probably train harder.
It sure did.
Yeah.
So I think having an adversary makes you better. You know,
and it makes bodybuilding quite cool, to be fair.
Somebody asked this question actually, and I saw it in your things. It popped up because someone tagged me in it about types of adversaries. Do you see it there?
No, but go ahead. Do you remember it?
Yeah, it was a question like, what do you think are better, for the sport and like interest level of the sport? I can't remember exactly how they worded it. Like more aggressive rivalries like Titus and
oh, I know you're about.
You mean like bad blood rivalries versus friendly rivalries?
Yeah, like how me and Hunter, it's like a respectful rivalry. Me and Hunter could be on this podcast or go hang out or whatever. We're friends. Or like the Craig Titus. What's the guy's fucking name again?
King Kamali.
King Kamali, wasn't
it? Ones where it's like kind of bad blood. Like what's better?
I don't like the.
If I see you.
I don't. You know what, man? I like having fun, but I like the respectful shit.
Yeah, I don't
like. I like that you and Hunter both came on my show.
But like when there was the Phil Kai, when it was portrayed as bad blood, that did draw a lot to the sport.
But there's a difference in bad blood, right? Phil and Kai, even though they didn't like each other, they still kind of gave each other respect.
Yeah, but I mean, there was like the one on stage where they're like bumping into each other and stuff. Like,
but I remember the Kamali Titus thing got really bad. Like it turned into like, your wife is this and you're fucking, it's like it's
like fist fight if you saw each other at a nightclub kind of thing.
Like that's too much. I think there's like competitive bad blood, and then there's like you're being a fucking shithead, like you're being an asshole.
Yeah.
I just find it looks very poncy as well when big bodybuilders want to have a punch up.
It does.
Yeah. I just think I think a little bit of controversy is good for the sport. I think a little bit of rivalry is good for the sport, whether it's like kind of bad or kind of good. I think overall, personally, people want to feel good.
Yeah.
And you and Hunter is a perfect example because you guys coming on the show that time, it was a huge response. People were like more invested in watching the show, but not because they wanted anybody to lose.
Yeah.
They just all of a sudden, there was like this storyline.
Yeah.
And I don't think it has to be bad for it to be a storyline. You can like,
definitely not.
It's created a big thing now, like from the Olympia and from Tampa and all that. It's been a big thing for me, Hunter.
Yeah, but you guys have both admitted that you have a rivalry, but you're both had also admitted that you respect each other greatly.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, that to me is the perfect way that it should go all the time.
Yeah,
I agree.
So yeah, I don't think and you know what? Even Ronnie and Jay, like
there was respect. They did guest spots together, and Jay, like Ronnie would carry Jay.
Yeah,
and they would piss about. They used to mess about.
But they had hard rivalry. Like Jay's made little comments like, "Oh, I didn't like that. Ronnie didn't congratulate me when I won."
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So you could tell there was a hard rivalry there, but they still had respect.
Yeah.
So
definitely,
yeah, I think it's a big deal, man. I think it's a small sport, so I think that's why it matters more.
It's too small to be having those kind of arguments.
Yeah. Okay. Banger butterface or pretty face fat chick?
So wait, butterface.
So people don't know what a butterface is. It's everything that looks good but her face.
Yeah. So like hot body, bad face, or good face, bad body.
So a girl with like a super hot body but ugly as fuck.
Yeah, I'm on hot face, bad body all day, not even questioning that.
I'm not. I'm the other way around.
You want good body, bad face?
Yeah.
No.
I think I'm with Ian on this one. I remember and I knew Ian was going to go that way because remember we did the rate.
Yeah, I'm down with a bad body. Like either way, okay.
Fat chicks were like second on his list.
They were first on the list.
No, I would rather just like make her wear a scarf or something and just cover her bottom.
A good face to me is like is numero uno. Like I
think that's true. If it's your wife, it's who you go home to. If it's a quick bang,
that's right. That's true.
A little bit different, man.
I don't know. I guess I could just do it from behind the whole time, but
rear view. That's all that matters.
I couldn't look at that face. I don't know.
Listen, Ian, you ain't gonna look at her and tell her you love her. So don't worry.
I mean, look, I've done both, so I'm trying to compare this in my mind to which one was, But
I can't do a bad body, man. I can't do a bad body.
No, I'm with the pretty face.
Puts me right off.
Yeah,
I can meet someone who's really, really beautiful inside, lovely person, but if they've got a really bad body, it's not going to happen.
Well, how fat are we talking? Are we talking like?
I'm not talking fat. I mean bad body. I'm talking about structure. I'm talking about structure.
Wait, one at a time. How fat are we talking? Ian, tell me how fat you're talking about.
Go on.
Well, it didn't specify fat. It just said bad.
No. Yeah.
No, it said
a
pretty face fat chick.
Oh, fat chick.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, how fat?
If you're like 5'5" and over 200 pounds, you're getting pretty up there, right?
Is that out of the bounds for you? You can't do that?
No, I'm good with that for sure.
You're
I mean, like the shape of the fat changes the dynamic, you know? Like there's good big and there's bad.
There's off-season, there's like off-season figure girl fat, and then there's like just fat, never worked out in a day of your life.
Yeah.
I mean, off-season figure fat, not so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, because then they're starting to just look like kind of husky, you know? So I'm broken on that one. But I mean, for sure, my answer never changes of it being good face, bad body.
So you're taking the second one?
I'm taking good face, bad body all day. Never, I'm unequivocally.
No, not bad body. You're taking good face, fat chick.
Yeah, good face, fat chick. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think I might be with James on this one.
You're going to that side now?
Only because he swayed me, because he's right. It's just one time.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like if I'm marrying a girl, I want her to be pretty, but if I'm just gonna bang her, I don't care.
That's what I'm saying.
I need a good face. I'm good. Good face is crucial for me.
James, would you let an ugly girl suck your cock?
Well, that's different because I'm just fucking her face.
Yeah,
so
I would let an ugly girl suck my dick for sure. Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
See, that's where I'm like, what? How do you figure? Now that's all you're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, you fucking turn the lights off and just whatever, you know.
No, you gotta leave the lights on. You gotta leave the lights on.
Like daylight, like lights on.
Yes.
You're not going to see her face. It's face down.
Yeah, it's face down. That one you could get away with. But the thing is, then you're not taking any benefit from having a good body if she's just sucking your dick. So like, why would?
Oh, you have the view, like the looking around.
Yeah, looking around is good. I like looking around.
Peachy bum in the air. Yeah, man, come on.
I'd rather have the pretty face and have that face look up at me. You know, that would be better.
Are you done yet?
Okay, fine. Okay, new one.
No.
Okay, just one more. I just want to know this one. Just one last thing.
Yeah.
Go on.
Is it better to have a good blowjob from an ugly girl or a bad blowjob from a really hot girl?
Oh no, good blowjob. The blowjob's the key.
Good blowjob from an ugly girl for sure.
Okay.
I've had both, and that is certainly the answer. Yes.
Okay. What are the essential leg building movements? Come on, that's pretty simple. We're talking squats, leg press, hack squats.
Yeah.
Hacks
lunges.
Sure.
Lunges. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, that's pretty standard. They don't. I mean, as Ben would say though, if you don't feel something, don't do it.
It's true.
You know, the one thing I noticed about squats is it's making my ass bigger. It's like the ratio of like how much my ass is growing compared to my legs is like it's more ass.
Do you do like a wider stance squat?
I have a little bit wider stance squat, yeah. So I think I'm going to move to hacks. I'm going to start doing a lot more hacks and see what happens.
Yeah. Narrow up your stance a bit.
Yeah.
Because me and Ian squat quite similar. We're quite narrow, quite knee. We get a lot of like flexion at the knee.
Yeah. But it's funny you guys said that actually. Now that I'm glad you said that. There's apparently like they measured. I don't know what the thing they use is called, but the electrodes they use to measure like how much of the muscle is firing. Yeah. So apparently with a wider stance, you actually get more lateralis. So you get more outer sweep with a wider stance, but you also get more glute. Yeah.
But then the other heads of the quad, are you getting more from doing a narrow stance?
Yeah, you get more. You actually get, it's kind of a myth, right? Because everybody says narrow stance for wider sweep, blah, 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 switch. So, but it's actually not true because
I think what's targeting sweep more is more the external force, you know, which more people get generally with a wider stance.
How can you? Okay, so you are saying a wider stance will give you more sweep.
I mean, if you're thinking of it logically, sure, I can see the rationale behind that.
But you're also going to get more glute. So yeah.
I noticed this today. I did leg press today, and I did 2 different stances. And the wider stance was higher. My outer quad was pumped to shit.
Yeah.
And then when we did I did a narrower stance with a lower foot placement, and my teardrop was pumped to shit. So there you go.
Listen, I've been doing it for years. So when I do leg press, my feet are like this far apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Dorian used to do.
I've been doing it for years, and my teardrops way overpower my fucking sweep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, so actually it was like 3 weeks ago now. I started doing like low on the pad, but wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The toes turned out a bit.
You feel it just on the outside of your knee, don't you? Above.
Well, actually I felt it like from my hip all halfway down my leg, like right at the
IT band.
Yeah, like upper part of the quad. And I'm like, that's exactly where I want it, right? You want it to kind of sweep off the hip.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
one of them Sean Roden quads.
Imagine that. Fuck, my waist would look small. If I had Roden's quads, my waist would look small if I had those quads.
Beautiful set of quads.
Gaining muscle and at maintenance or surplus. You guys already know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we feel like the surplus is certainly necessary.
Okay.
So.
Nobody go and say you can still gain muscle and maintenance. You still gain muscle. We already know it's possible, but we're talking about the most optimal way.
We're trying to make the job easy. We're trying to make the job easy for you.
Which is the weirdest mix of food that you love? Example, French fries with ice cream or popcorn with mayonnaise. I don't have any weird mixes.
Yeah, I don't really have anything.
No, but I don't mind. I don't mind eating a dessert before a hot meal. I don't like. Which I kind of still got the taste of ice cream in my mouth, and then I'll happily put,
just switch
the chicken breast in after.
Yeah, but you do that. But you already told me why you do that. You do that so you don't overeat the junk food.
There's that, yeah, because I have to leave the last thing in my mouth not being the sweet thing.
That's right. Which makes a lot of sense. I still haven't tried that yet.
Do it.
The last time I tried it, last time I did it, I had sweets after, and it just kind of kept going. I didn't.
You have to have the meal prepared there, like if you're having tacos or whatever. I know you like your tacos.
I don't like tacos. Ian likes tacos.
Tacos are right.
You like tacos as well. Sure.
Melissa likes tacos.
Melissa likes tacos.
I'm sure I've seen a video on your channel of you making like tacos.
Burritos, not tacos.
Okay, make some burritos then, and then make sure they're ready so that after you've had your pot of ice cream, you go straight onto those.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is an intra-workout shake worth having during off-season? If so, what would go in it?
Yeah, my answer to this is yes, as long as it's not impeding your appetite and digestion throughout the rest of the day so that you can't get food in, Like if you can have it and still eat your meals well, then do it. If you drink an intra, especially with carbs in it, and you find you're bogged down after and eating the rest of your meals of the day is very difficult, then I would aid on the side of caution.
Yeah. Or just to reduce the amount of carbs you put in. I mean, if you're putting 80 or 100 grams of carbs in your intra-workout shake and then you can't eat afterwards, just reduce it to 20 or 40.
Yeah.
I'm sure me and you agreed on this, Fouad.
Yeah.
Leg days, I find intras a lot harder to drink.
Way harder.
Yeah.
Today, my intro was less like without much in it. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. I never drink the whole thing on a leg day.
So I have a couple reasons why I think intra is important. Is one, your endurance level of your workout. I think your intensity from first rep to last rep stays the same if you have an intra. And two, Meadows, I just sat through a Meadows seminar, and John's talking about the difference in muscle growth in three different
fields. You said.
Yeah, there was three different categories. They did athletes that drank water, they did athletes that drank essential aminos, and they did athletes that drank essential aminos plus carbs. The essential aminos plus carbs group gained the most muscle. So it actually has been proven to do something. And this guy also asked what should be in it. There's a lot of good intra. This isn't just a plug for my company. There's a lot of good companies that have intra workouts. Ours has carbs and EAAs in it with some endurance ingredients. Other companies just put carbs, and some put both. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys have?
Yeah, and a lot of carb powders now too. You're getting like where they'll have like some kind of electrolyte blend.
Taurine. Yeah.
Like put Himalayan salts and that kind of shit in there. I think which is good. Or something like coconut water powder or something.
Ours has an electrolyte blend. It has carbs, has essential aminos, and it has Pico 2, which is your endurance ingredient.
Yeah.
So something like that.
I remember like Neil Hill years ago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I remember like Neil Hill years and years ago was one of the first people to say you should have essential aminos.
Yeah.
He said he was like the difference in, he said you can put like 9 pounds of muscle in a year versus someone without the same person. Yeah. And I remember ever since then is when I started taking amino acids. And then obviously John Meadows was the first person to really kind of emphasize the importance of carbohydrates alongside that. I've been doing that ever since. Yeah, pretty much.
I know on other channels, they talk about it like it's a gimmick. Because they're like, oh, you just ate a meal beforehand, and oh, you just ate a meal afterwards. And I'm like, yeah, but if you're in like a super saturated state, like a state where you're able to uptake nutrients much greater. Why wouldn't you use that period of time?
Also, you have to consider the fact that some pro bodybuilders will be using insulin.
Well, that of course, yeah.
I think that's really where it initially came.
Yeah, but I don't think that's
that's not the determining factor.
No,
it's very it's just very common that a lot of the people that do use intra will use either a GDA or a insulin itself to allow for more direct uptake.
It's when it became more popular, I think, because guys were like, okay, that's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, that's saying that. Let's say you don't need insulin in order to use intra.
Absolutely not.
That's definitely not the case.
Fouad, would you coach a natural competitor? I'm not really coaching that many people, and yes, I would coach a natural competitor if they had patience.
They're the easiest to coach.
They're not do you find the easiest to coach? I find they're hardest to coach.
I've had 2 overall wins when I was younger with natural guys.
I don't mean the hardest because they don't listen. I mean the hardest because the progress is much slower than somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They get shredded.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about putting on muscle. Like if you get a natural athlete in the off season, the gains are slower.
Yeah.
Right. And especially now, a lot of guys don't want to get chubby anymore. So like the gains are even slower.
I just like it because there's less variables. You don't have to talk gear. So that's a whole criteria out of that window. So you don't have to tell them what stuff to take. Yeah, it's really just about balancing food and energy output. Yeah. That's why I didn't mind it.
Yeah. I like having the gear component because it makes their progress
just speeds up a bit.
Well, it speeds up.
That's why we will take it.
Yeah, it speeds up the progress. Plus it's I kind of like coaching the way I built my own physique. So I'm like,
you
know.
Yeah.
How many dates till I'm gonna save this one for Nick. How many dates until you eat ass?
How many dates until you eat ass?
Yeah.
Wait, 3.
That's a long time for me, man.
Well, 3.
Well, okay. Well, it's very dependent on the
No, I didn't mean 3 is a long time. I meant it takes me a long time to get there.
Oh, obviously 3 was a long time.
No, three is really fast. Like if you're eating ass on the 3rd date, then
well, first date you're having a kiss. 2nd date you're probably fingering her. 3rd date you probably got your face in a bumhole. I reckon.
So man, that's not a natural progression, man.
I think face in bumhole comes before actual sex.
You think it comes before?
No way.
Yeah, because they're not giving up the goods. They're they're trying to hold off.
No, a girl's not letting you eat her ass unless you're fucking her. In my opinion,
that's right.
What if you're both intoxicated a little bit?
Well, that's different.
I think you'd still end up putting it in first if you were drunk.
I don't know.
It depends. Wait. It depends what you mean. So, James, you mean like you're eating pussy and then you just take kind of like go down a little bit, take an extra lick, or do you mean like you literally have her on all fours and you're eating it?
I mean like her head's in the pillow, bum in the air, and you've got the face. You've lost your nose.
The third, you think you're doing that on the 3rd date?
Absolutely.
No fucking way, man.
The lust is high in the first few dates. It starts to wean off. So I think you'll do most of the fruity shit early on.
If there's any girls, please comment and let us know. But I think
I mean, if that was a thing back then, I would have eaten Melissa's ass on the 1st date. I wouldn't have cared at all. So there's not like it really depends on the girl, I mean, like some girls you're like, maybe I want to go down there and like, eat her out and check things out first. And like, if this is, an ass I want to be eating, but others it's just like, fuck it, I don't even care,
Yeah.
And plus it's safe, you're not actually having sex. So therefore, if they're not on the pill and you're not ready to move things to that level, you can eat ass.
Yeah, but I think it's funny when you say with an English accent. It sounds so reasonable.
It sounds good. Yeah.
That's because it is reasonable.
It's not.
It's your accent making it sound unreasonable. His is making it sound as it should.
So
exactly.
What I'm trying to say is most women, I think, and maybe I'm fucked up, but I think most women are a little bit self-conscious about letting you eat their ass.
Yes.
So the 3rd date, you're gonna feel it's like still
you would have sex with a guy before you'd let him eat your ass, right?
I would have sex with a guy before I let him eat me out.
She said she had sex with a guy before he let her eat her out or eat her ass.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. It's like
even eating the front.
Yeah. Because it's more personal for sure, especially for a girl. Yeah.
Women are different. They don't want nobody down there.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys is very different. Yeah. Like.
I would also never suck a guy's dick
What'd she say? What'd she say? Oh my God.
She said, I'd also never suck a guy's dick unless he deserved it. He's got to earn it.
Oh
Gotta earn
shit.
it.
That's actually more common too.
Yeah.
I think it almost feel like, honestly, I almost feel like most women.
I think sex is like almost like second base now.
Yeah.
You know? It's
No,
like,
but not second base.
You'll make out, you'll have sex, and then you'll do sucking and licking after.
No, I still think like, is a finger bang still second base? Second base?
Is that?
No one.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone even does it anymore. No one even does it anymore.
I mean like teenagers. I'm not talking about men. Like if a 30-year-old man goes to meet a woman at a bar, I don't think he's gonna finger bang.
So.
But I mean, like,
yes, that would still be.
If you're like 16, you know, you still finger bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so for
so second base for a 16-year-old.
Okay, so for a 30-year-old, second base is. I agree with Ian. I think second base is a bang.
Yeah.
And then third base is oral, because like orals, most women don't want to suck cock.
No, I agree. That's after now.
Yeah.
You need to meet some British girls.
Why British girls are oral first?
They're oral all day, mate. Listen, they're like, they can meet you for the smile my light's gone off. No. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail about British girls. Yannick will get jealous.
How many girlfriends did you have before Yannicka?
Not many. No, I had a few. Like 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
Like girlfriends or like, well, I don't know. I guess
girlfriends. Girlfriends.
How long was your longest girlfriend before Yannicka?
About 4 years.
Oh yeah, I think you told me that actually. What about you, Ian?
I've really only had like kind of probably one serious girlfriend other than Melissa.
How long was that?
A year, two, if you count it all together, like 2.5 years.
When did you meet Melissa?
2012.
No, I mean, how old were you?
21.
Do you have a lot of
since we were 21.
You have a lot of girls before. You probably didn't have a lot of girls before that, did you?
No, like girlfriends. That's what I said. I only had
no. I mean girls.
I mean, not a ton. No. Well, she knows how many girls I've slept with. I don't care.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Details.
Is that many?
It's quite a few, but I just don't really.
Melissa says it's a very respectable number.
What does that mean? Is that okay? Is it under 20?
Yes.
Is it under 10?
No.
Okay, that's a respectable number.
Yeah.
How old were you when you first had sex?
14 or 15.
Jesus, that's young. I was 17. Fuck.
I was 14.
Yeah, I was at a track meet out of town, and so it would have been the summer between grade 9 and 10 or 10 and 11. I can't remember.
That sounds like a great setup for a first time. You're out of town. No,
it was in a motel bathroom.
That's great. That's like why in the bathroom if you're in a motel?
Because there was other people in the room. It's like when you're on track, when you're with a track club, there's like you're sharing a room with like 4 other guys. You know?
Yeah. So you're like, we're just gonna go in the bathroom.
Yeah,
that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I like your style.
What about you, James?
Mine was on my friend's mum's bed, and we had a party there. And we were all smoking weed. I was actually high, so I couldn't even do it properly.
Well, what does that mean?
You know what? I was smoking weed, so that's the last thing you want to do after you smoke the joint.
No, I know what getting high means. I mean, why wasn't it?
Didn't get hard, or you're just like kind of.
I was probably as hard as a fucking pillow. I was trying to pump, like literally trying to pump away,
trying to push it in.
You just gummy it in there.
Yeah, listen, it's like one of those things that you know, there's those things you grip. I can't remember what they're called. It was like trying to poke that in a hole. It was terrible.
Oh god,
really bad. But then we tried again a few weeks later on a field surrounded by horses, which was cool. Wow. That worked out.
How was that?
That's lovely.
That's fine. We're walking home from a party again, another party, loads of parties when I was younger. So and then I just said, let's go over there.
Were you drunk?
I was always pissed. Oh, smashed always. I was always out of my nut.
Was it weird that there was horses around?
They were watching. There was like,
which was fine. Like because they were watching, or was it like kind of uncomfortable for you?
I didn't mind it. I don't mind being around the animals. Horses? I felt like it was a moment in the animal kingdom that they didn't mind. Yeah. It was kind of connected to them.
Yeah.
Didn't mind it at all.
One with nature.
Exactly. Couldn't get any closer to that. But yeah, we did it a few times, me and that girl, like on and off. It was like the first person that I knew kind of. It was weird because we weren't girlfriend and boyfriend, but we knew that we'd been there with each other. So we were like, if we ever fancy it, we'll just do it.
Okay, so going back to the question.
Sorry.
When realistically do you think you eat ass? Because honestly, In my experience, it's not anywhere near the first date, second date, or third date. It's like it's quite a ways away.
Melissa says a month, but
yeah. I think that sounds about reasonable.
Yeah, but what is a month? What is a month? A month could be your second date.
No, like if you
like nowadays, now it's like it could be a second date, but you're still texting all the time. You're probably sending fucking dick pics and nudies in there. Like, you know, the evolution of dating is not like 1 date, 2 date nowadays. You know, it's like
I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's even a date thing. I think that's more of I think that's more of like one of those. I don't really eat ass with my girlfriend. That's more something I would do if I was out and about.
I'm not going to
be a slag.
No one's going to.
Exactly.
You're not going to eat ass on a one night stand.
No.
Well, I don't know. I think I would. I think that's when I would most likely. Yeah, because I'd be like, "Fuck it, I'm going in."
That's when I would not be interested in that at all.
See, that's when I probably would be like, "This is a one-off. Let's just do it. Let's just go."
So you're like you meet a girl at a bar. She's like been dancing and sweaty all night. You take her back to a hotel room, and you're like, "I'm gonna eat your sweaty, dirty ass."
Well, that's the best time to do it.
Oh God!
I make Melissa go to the gym first before.
Yeah, but you make her shower first.
No.
Natural.
So you got to warm up for it.
Yeah. No, if it's going to happen, it's going to be somebody I'm with.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not one night standing ass eating.
No.
I think I've got the wrong friends.
James, I think you're fucking around and make people laugh.
No, I just hang around with the wrong people. You should meet some of my friends. They're not very polite.
I mean, am I fucked up when this happens? Because if I'm fucked up, then anything goes.
Yeah.
Like if I'm drunk,
exactly.
Like if I'm drunk, then I'm not going to say no to anything. Yeah.
Exactly. And if they're drunk, the same. That's what I'm saying. This is what the scenario I'm thinking of is like you're out. You've been in a bar, like you said, you're sweating.
Yeah, but the question was in pertaining to date. So this is someone you're obviously pursuing.
But he's changed.
It could be a date where you've drunk.
Yeah. If it's your first date, you both went to a bar, you both got drunk.
Yeah, then anything can happen. Sure.
Yeah, anything goes at that point.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Now the question is, do you stay with that girl after? Because if you ate that girl's ass on the first date and you both got wasted.
But what if you both really enjoyed it and then it's all good? Yeah.
I don't think so. Not for me.
And it's like you both got a dirty secret on each other, so you have to stay together. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't tell the rest of the world what happened. It's either one way or the other. It's either you absolutely ignore them for the rest of your life and don't even acknowledge they exist, or you just go, you know what? We'll keep this between us. Let's fucking get married.
We'll keep this between us. That's not like a horrible secret. It's just assy.
Well, yeah, but you just treated it like it was a bad, horrible secret.
No, I'm just saying, like, if a girl is going to let me eat her ass on the first date, I might have a reservation about marrying her.
Yeah, but you were the one eating her ass, so she might reserve with you.
She might be.
You're slut shaming over here.
She might be like, look at this absolute slag sticking his face in my arsehole on my first time. I wasn't even in the mood.
That's right. She might think the same thing. She might be like, this.
She might have not even really been up for the ass, but it was because of you persistent. She was like, you know what, I'm going to let him have his way.
That's true.
So,
goes both ways.
Man, my wife on the first date wouldn't even fucking. There was nothing, like a kiss. That was it.
Was it even a normal kiss or a peck on the cheek?
No, I think it was a normal kiss. I drove all the way to fucking Barrie, which is like 4.5 hours from where I live, for one date.
Yeah.
We had a date, and I thought, you know, back then I was a slob, so I was like, why don't you come back to Windsor with me? Like, I was trying to bring her home with me.
For a coffee.
First date.
I'm like, look, we'll sleep in separate rooms. Just come back, right?
Just come.
And she's like, nah, it's okay. And I'm like, fuck. But that's how I knew she was the one.
Yeah, because she weren't too easy.
No.
Yeah, right? If it's too easy, you're like, nah, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Yannicka wasn't easy. Yannicka was hard work.
Just for quite a while at the beginning.
What's that, Ian?
Me and Melissa didn't kiss or anything for at least a couple of weeks at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because we met through friends, so we were like hanging out in like, you know, mutual friend circle kind of thing. So it was kind of like a natural progression into that, you know?
So it wasn't like you saw her and you're like, hey, let's go on a date.
No, like I lived on my own, and a girl that I had known since like middle school was living with me, who was friends with Melissa in high school. And they kind of started rekindling their friendship while this girl was living with me. And then when they started hanging out, then I kind of started hanging out with them, and, you know, Melissa and we'd go out and drink on the weekends and that kind of stuff. And then just kind of like progressed into that.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever actually ask her out, or were you just hanging out so much that you finally just like started making out?
Eventually I did. Like, it was obviously at the point where it was obvious at that point.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, yeah, you know.
Those are the best ones though. Those are the easiest ones for guys because you're just kind of all hanging out. You end up like getting together.
Yeah.
It sucks when you have to like
it's
go
a lot lower pressure environment for sure.
Yeah, it sucks when you have to like go ask. Like,
yeah.
What about you, James? Oh, you guys met at the gym. You and Yannicka met at the gym. Can you hear me?
Harry.
Can you hear me?
Sorry.
Or no?
I can now. I've had to put you on loud. My fucking ear things have run out. Sorry.
I said you and Yannicka met in the gym.
Yeah.
Was it like a specific, like you said, you want to go on a date, or did you like hang out with her at the gym for a while first?
No, I didn't even hang out with her at the gym.
So
I didn't even hang out with her.
So you
on Facebook.
Did you ask her out on Facebook?
No, but I was talking to her about her current relationship that she was in at the time and saying how much of a knob he was.
Oh, you played that card. You're like the guy
that guy.
Yeah, I played that card. I was like, man, you can do a lot better than this.
Yeah,
You're that guy. Yeah. You ruined
I was like, he don't treat you too good, man. You deserve better than this.
You're a home wrecker.
Home wrecker, yeah.
That's hilarious.
It worked, though. It worked.
Yeah.
House and a mortgage later. Mortgage and a cat later.
What's Melissa saying? I heard something.
Oh, she's talking to Courtney.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Do that.
Do you ever have moments where you doubt yourself?
Of course.
Fucking all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
And then it says, what did you do to get past it? I just ignore them.
Yeah.
Seriously.
The back of your head. Yeah.
No, seriously, there's a million times where I'm like,
you're always gonna have those.
And it's on every fucking level you can imagine. So like it could be a level as small as, I don't know if I should squat this, it's too heavy, or on a level as big as, I don't know if I should come out with this product because no one's gonna buy it. Like there's doubts everywhere.
Yeah.
So
I'm like that.
How bad? I think everybody has them. I think that the question is the degree.
Yeah, and how you deal with it after the fact.
Yeah. How do you actually deal with it though, Ian?
I mean, it's like what you said. It's like just being aware of the feelings and not letting it control you and your actions after the fact, right?
So ignore.
I mean, I suppose, yeah.
Is there a time where you can remember where your doubts have dictated your actions in a negative way?
Can you think of any circumstances?
James Orion?
Where?
No.
What?
Not for me personally.
I can't. It's hard for me to think of this, to be honest.
Well, maybe it'll come back. We'll come back to it.
I like this is a great question, and it raises many answers.
Well,
but
if
I think if anxiety is, I think the root of anxiety is doubt, right? Like you think something negative about yourself or about what, and that gives you anxiety.
Yeah.
I mean, that's dictated a lot of things in my life.
For sure. Yeah.
I get it a lot. I get it a lot more so lately because I was saying to Yannick yesterday, but I was always reassured by mum. And then when you don't have that person to reassure you, sometimes you're trying to now reassure yourself. Yannick is obviously a key figure, but I've noticed that a lot lately, that I have to kind of convince myself more than I used to, because there was someone to ask before to say, am I doing the right thing? And they would say, yes. You know what I mean? How
much does Yannicka's input matter to you?
A lot. It's 70% of my doings and what I choose to do. Yeah, definitely. It's a high percentage of everything I do.
Isn't that crazy?
Anytime I do anything, I always consider what would she think.
Isn't that crazy? I'm like that with Summer. I'll literally sit down with Summer after a podcast or after like whatever thing I've decided to do, and I'll be like, "What do you think? Is that stupid?" Yeah. And it's like her
everything I do like that. I pass by her.
Yeah, but it's like I've never once. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's only been a few times where she's been like, "No, it's a bad idea."
Yeah.
But somehow still, I don't trust myself 100%.
Yeah.
Well, that just shows you how much of you and her are what you are. You're not, your being isn't just yourself, it's Summer as well. It's how important that person is to you. So even your conscious decisions, you have to run them by your other part of your conscious, which is her.
The dynamic changes for sure.
But why don't we just trust ourselves though? Why don't we just trust why do we have to run everything by somebody?
reassurance is just a massive thing, isn't it? We all seek that.
But then that's still the question: why do we need reassurance?
I don't know. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's like
I'm not trying to be annoying. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people out there have, you know, they need that reassurance just like we do. But people would think that if you're successful in life and you're at this level and you've done all these things, that you're already reassured. So I think a lot of people would be surprised to know that we need the same reassurance from people in our lives.
Absolutely.
I wonder if Jay Cutler ever needs reassurance. I bet he always.
I think there's a reason. You know what? I wouldn't doubt. There's a reason why Carrie was.
Yeah.
She was fundamental.
Before his current wife, it was Carrie. And she was with him all the time, and she was part of his business for a while. Like, I don't think you would make somebody part of your business if you didn't trust them or need their opinions.
And that's the bit that I wish I could see more of. You know,
I think Jay's pretty private about his.
He is. I know, and it's a shame. I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall just to see how the come up was, and decisions that had to be made. And
you know, it's funny. I don't think he. I think he would talk about it.
Yeah.
I always feel bad asking him because out of respect for his current fiance.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I don't want to be like, hey, let's talk about your ex for an hour. Like.
Yeah, no, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Thoughts on using pregnenolone DHEA to backfill HPTA pathways on those, or for those on TRT or those experiencing cognitive issues while on gear? This is like way too many things I don't know about. So anybody else?
Pregnenolone's just HCG, isn't it?
I don't know what
pregnenolone's HCG.
Pregnenolone's HCG.
Yeah, it's the Schering-Plough variant.
And DHEA is also for hormone production,
test, isn't it? It allows you to more free test.
What's HPTA?
I don't know what HPTA. I'm not that educated on any of this, so I should not pretend.
Okay, we're gonna skip this one. Hill Concrete. Sorry, you need to find a smarter group of people.
We just haven't got that one.
If you won the Olympia, what's the first thing you're buying with the prize money? A yacht.
Buy a yacht. It's not. You can't buy a yacht with that.
Buy a yacht.
You could buy a yacht with that. That's $400K.
Small yacht. No helicopter pad. Just a small yacht.
Yeah, that'd be like a nice, power boat. Big, like.
yeah.
Mine's a bigger house, like, for sure.
So you're okay. If we're being realistic, you'd buy a bigger house.
Yeah, sell my one and then buy a slightly bigger one.
I just pay off my mortgage and then do some renos that I want and invest the rest.
That's good. That's wise.
I'd probably buy a sports car. And then
what sports car would you buy if you had 400,000?
A McLaren, probably 720. A 720.
You're using up 3/4 of that then.
Probably, actually, if it's 400 Americans, probably like 550.
Yeah, but you're paying tax on that.
That's true.
They take your sin at the Olympia.
Fine, I'll get a used Lamborghini Huracan. That's like $200,000.
Yeah, there you go. So you're spending it all basically on the car then.
I spend $200,000 on the car, and then I'll spend
left over.
I spend $100 and finish my kitchen.
Yeah.
And then I'll give the other 100 to people, or else Ben will be mad at me.
Yeah, you got to give it to people.
Give 100 away.
Or give it to Ben to give to people.
Yeah, I'll give it to Ben. That's right.
Double whammy. You feel good by giving it to Ben, and Ben feels good for giving it to others.
I don't know. You know what? It's funny. That's a tough question. It's not a lot of money. It's funny to think, like,
it's investment money.
It's funny to think that you could say $400,000 is not a lot of money. But when you think about what it actually
as a lump sum is a lot of money, but in the terms of living life, $400,000 goes very quickly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you let's say 400,000, you buy a house. Okay, it's gone.
It's gone straight away.
Gone.
But that's why I think maybe like Ian said, maybe invest in some renos or something, or even if you put a few deposits down for some properties and then start to flip. I don't know. Something like that.
That would be the smartest way to do it. Yeah, you'd actually use the money to grow more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I would do?
That's how I paid for my rentals. I had a few investments that weren't, like, a couple different ones in a few different portfolios, and one of them wasn't really making much growth. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to pull this out and pay for my rentals with this, because that's going to put way more value in my home, and it's actually making me some money in that case.
Yeah.
Instead of staying in this investment where it's doing nothing,
Well, that's actually why we bought this house, because this house needed a whole bunch of work. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to pay for all the renos and then make money and then flip it one day.
Yeah.
In a couple of years. But I think I know what I would do. If I won the Olympia, I'd open my gym.
That might be pretty high on my list, to be honest.
For 400 grand, I could buy all the equipment I want. I could buy the space I want. I could build it out with the mirrors and everything.
True.
And I would be done. I just open the doors with no debts.
Yeah,
that would be nice. That'd be the best way to open a gym, wouldn't it? Imagine that.
Yeah,
I'd love that.
You might have sold me on that. I think I'd leave my home and I think I'd do the gym. I think you might have changed.
Well, because the 400 grand, you could probably take, 100 grand as a down in Windsor anyway, like where I live. You can probably buy a building for like $1 million.
Yeah.
So $100,000 would be your down payment. So now instead of leasing, now you own. You're paying a mortgage.
Yeah.
Then the other $300,000, I buy equipment.
Your renos and equipment.
Yeah. And then I'm done. Then I own the building I'm in. Nobody kicked me out. Once I pay off the fucking mortgage, I have nothing to pay for except for my fucking bills, my hydro, and all that shit.
Yeah,
that's cool. That.
How long are you lasting against Conor McGregor in a fight?
5 seconds.
No, I can last for more than 5. I'm going to run around the ring for a little while.
Yeah, I could run around for a while. My cardio's not amazing, but it's good enough that I think I could at least run around for like 3 or 4 minutes.
He's like a whip.
No, he's going to catch you. He's going to catch you in 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah.
Listen, I rolled with my friend who's a black belt jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah, because I guess he would catch you and just fucking.
He would fuck you up, bro. This geezer's like 70 kilos, and he made me look like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Literally
so
within seconds.
Get, 30 seconds to a minute if we run quick?
Maybe
30 seconds. I remember remember that show they had, Pros versus Joes?
Yeah.
They had Randy Couture on that show once, and he tapped a guy out like 15 times in one round once.
I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I don't think. Yeah, 30 seconds.
Yeah, you're sub-minute for sure.
By the time you ran away a little bit and they got you down to the ground and rolled, like, actually they'd probably just kick you. He'd probably just kick you in the fucking head.
He'd kick you in the face.
He will, because you got to think, even if someone's like strong, like their strong game isn't the stand-up part, his stand-up is still exceptional compared to any
yours.
Of us.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even know how to block a kick.
And if any guys our size on the ground, if we're rolling around, we're gonna get gassed so fucking quick.
Oh, we're dead. We're dead within seconds.
Maybe run around for a couple of minutes, but the second we're on the ground, run around like you're fucked.
It's funny that this question came up because I actually want to start doing jiu-jitsu.
Do you? It's going to injure you loads. You're going to get injuries galore.
I think, I'm
warning you. You're going to tear everything.
I know. But honestly, I don't know if I'm going to compete again anyway.
If you're not going to compete again and you don't mind getting fucking torn to pieces, it's wicked. I promise you, though. It's one of the hard things on the body ever. And that's why I haven't pursued it, because I tried it for a little while. I was fucked off bodybuilding for a while.
Yeah.
The amount of injuries they all get.
Yeah. I think I'm going to wait to make sure I can't do Toronto. And if I can't, then I'm probably I want to find a school. I mean, everything's locked down right now anyway because of COVID.
Yeah.
But I think if I decide for sure I can't compete this year, then I think I think that's what I want to do, because I need some type of I need some type of outlet. Like I need some type of competitive or just physical outlet. If I'm not going to be fucking competing, I want to do something different,
It's amazing. Yeah. It'll change your way that you train, though. It'll change the way you train. You won't be able to train. If I train differently, you'll still do weights, but it'll be very different.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm done competing, I'm not going to be 200. I was 282 this morning. Like, there's no point.
Yeah.
So if I'm done competing, I'm going to have to shrink anyway. So I figured jiu-jitsu is a good thing to do after that.
What do you think you'd weigh? Like, you being the jiu-jitsu Fouad?
I think I would have to force myself down to like 230, 220.
Ian, what do you think you'd look like? I think you'd suit it. I don't think you'd look bad.
I don't know.
I kind of, to be honest with you, like when I got ready this last show that I didn't compete in, I was definitely smaller than my previous self, but I liked the way I looked. Like I felt good.
Yeah.
I think you suit. I think you don't not suit looking that way.
I don't suit the mass monster.
You don't. Well, you don't look bad any look. I don't think you look bad whatever way you are.
Downsize to 225, like you could look good like that. Yeah.
I think I would look better. Like I think if you look at my career as a whole, I think my best looks were in the 235 range.
Yeah.
So I never suited the mass monster look, because the bigger I got, the bigger my waist got.
Yeah.
Just you could just train arms and nothing else.
Yeah.
Just do t-shirt muscles and that's it.
T-shirt muscles.
Literally. A 225 Fouad who just trains arms 3 days a week.
I don't honestly, I didn't mind like this last prep. I really felt a lot smaller than my previous self, even though I didn't weigh, like I still weighed 260, but
still big.
I still weighed 260, but I felt small. Like I didn't feel like overly thick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't mind the way I looked. I thought it was all right.
You're no Chow soon. You're no Chow soon. Is it Chow soon?
Yeah, he's thick. He's thick.
He's thick.
Yeah. It's not Chael Soon. Chael Soon's the Muscle Mania guy.
So then who's this one?
It's the other guy. Fuck, man. I feel so disrespectful.
The Olympia?
Yeah, the guy.
Chow.
No,
it's Lee.
I should know, but
it's Lee Chol Soon or something.
Or something.
Yeah. I'm
I
sorry.
will say this
If you're watching, I apologize.
I'm going to say crazy upper body. I like this.
I thought his whole physique was nice.
He was good.
Yeah.
I mean, he needs some stronger legs a little bit, to be thicker all over. But
he's got some exceptional parts. Yeah.
I thought his physique looked great.
I mean, he beat some good guys at the Olympia. I mean, he's no slouch.
No, definitely.
Tips for recruiting target muscles for various exercises. That's too long.
That's big. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's like.
Actually, I asked this question in the last podcast I did because it's something I've noticed. So somebody else is asking us, do you think the reason for people starting to have smaller arms is because of the popularity with push-pull legs? I said on a podcast that seems like, it was the Rate Your Physiques I did with Dennis and Branch. It seems like a lot of guys that we brought up had smaller arms. And the same thing with me and you did it, Ian, with Sergio.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is it that guys now, arms used to be the thing. Like everybody had big arms.
I've said this before on Q&As that I think push-pull legs has a lot of benefits, but I think it always ends up something like guys will, not hit enough rear delts or arms, or like these little things get kind of put on the back burner because your big lifts take such a priority in that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of guys that do that focus end up having smaller arms and, more roundness to the front and medial delt, less, rear delt. Like I think it creates some imbalances like that.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's true.
But I mean, then you could someone like Hunter does push-pull legs arms.
Yeah, he modified it to suit.
He modified it not because he needs more arms, just because he wanted to have an extra day of rest. So he's like, well, fuck, everyone wants more arms, so let's just do arms again,
Yeah,
it's true.
And it's the least invasive from a recovery standpoint.
Yeah,
you feel the same way, James?
I do, absolutely. I think that bodybuilding requires a little bit more attention to certain body parts than what push-pull would provide, unless it's very much modified.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 3 questions left, and then we're going to wrap it up. And it was going to be one, but these other 2 are kind of interesting. So, first one's, I think, easy, but you never know with you guys. Would you rather drive a slow car fast or a fast car slow?
A fast car slow.
Okay, right? James,
sure?
Please. James.
No, because I'm thinking I want my foot on the throttle. I want it down.
Like, I don't want to drive like a Nissan Versa pedal to the metal. I want to drive a Ferrari at the speed limit.
Yeah.
No, see, I wouldn't mind driving the little Renault 5, but with my foot right down, trying to push it to its limits.
No.
That'd be funner. I'd feel like I'm playing Mario Kart.
I want a Bugatti Veyron that I could just fucking cruise in.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Because I'm flashy. I want everybody to see my fucking.
But the car will not be even. You won't even be in the revs. Like it'll be not even doing anything. It'll just be like chill.
I don't care.
So you just want to chill drive. I want to
This is the thing, and this may be really silly, but everybody has different versions of success. What they think success means, and to me, one of those things is cars. So
for me, even with the fast car, slow car thing here, I just think that most nice cars are fast. Just like you're not going to get any like super fancy cars that have fucking 4-bangers in them. So I mean, just by elimination, if you're going to drive a fast car, it's going to be a nice car, So it's like,
yeah, that's true too. Yeah, even just have all the luxury items,
just have the luxury. It's going to end up being a fast car anyway.
Like the heated cooled seats and the fucking all the toy, the leather and the.
I don't even want power steering. I want it to be like fucking.
roll windows and fucking no power steering.
Yeah, old Land Rover.
Okay,
no windows.
You're just saying this shit just to be different. You're not being honest.
I'm saying this because it'd be fun.
If you say, if you said
living outside the box, man.
This is the thing. When you said Land Rover, you actually piqued my interest because I was like,
imagine my friend's dad.
Those old
one that could be cool.
Yeah. We used to get dropped to school because my friend was in a wheelchair, so he had to go in the back with his wheelchair. And one day we were fucking driving down the road, and the dad missed the turn, and he just said, "Fuck it," turned right and drove over a whole fucking field. Because he's in a Land Rover. Went up the road. It's like when you got a Land Rover, you can just break the rules.
Do whatever you want.
You do what you fucking want. Another time, to be fair, he was in the back of my friend was in the back of the fucking Land Rover, and because it was old bolt shutters, they opened and he fell out the back in his wheelchair.
No, he didn't.
Did fucking hell. I don't know how he survived. It was fucking dangerous, mate. Fucking hell. Had some fun with him.
Chris says fast car slow too.
No.
Well, Chris is flashy too, though. So I thought,
Come on, boys.
Yeah.
What old Land Rover, like shitty old Land Rover, tin metal fucking shit going over grass, bumpy as fuck.
that does sound fun.
That does sound fun. Yeah, I'll give you that.
And you can have loads of tubs of hostile products in the back and deliver them like Santa.
But if you know what? I'm taking a Bugatti. I have to. I can't not.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Your
That's
idea.
your whole thing, Fouad. You'd be doing a disservice to your true self if you didn't pick the fucking Bugatti.
James, it's easy to say that it's fun, but if you saw the two cars sitting in front of you, you'd be like, "Fuck that Range Rover," and you would get in the Bugatti. There's no way.
Know that though. You don't.
I do know that. If you saw them both sitting in a parking lot, you'd be like,
okay, but what if Fouad? If it's like, okay, you're like on a closed course and you can take the Bugatti, but you have to drive under 100, or you can take the Range Rover and just fucking go balls to the walls on a closed course.
I'm still taking the Bugatti. I'm still taking the Bugatti because the Range Rover is going to be.
In that case, I think I would take the Range Rover. But if it's like my daily driver, like I'm not driving around the streets going 200 anyway, so I'd take the fucking fast car and just drive it slow. You know.
Yeah. I think James is just taking a piece out of me. James is taking the piss. James is taking the piss.
I might be taking the piss. That's why I'm on it.
All right. Two more. Stupid one or good one?
Stupid one.
If you could be any superhero, who would you be? And he's got us ranked. He's got Ian as Superman. James is the Thing. I'm Batman because I'm flashy. It says because he's flashy. It has Ben as Wonder Woman.
To be fair though, Wonder Woman.
By the way, Fouad, you're the only one with no superpowers.
But I'm Batman. I don't give a fuck. I made myself great just with my own
it's
natural.
everything you wanted. You have fancy cars and billions of dollars, and you can give it away to Ben.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And to be fair, Wonder Woman would beat the shit out of the Thing. I think the Thing is a bit of a pussy.
I don't think Batman's is. I don't think I'm Batman. If I had to actually like rank,
who do you think you are?
Yeah, who do you think you are?
I don't know. I don't know comics that well, so I don't know. You know, it's the obvious stereotype. Every bodybuilder's like, "Oh, I'm the Hulk."
Yeah,
but I don't fucking know. I don't know what superhero I would be. You guys know that shit better than I do.
I don't see myself being very Superman-y either, but
you could be Superman.
I'm too short.
Yeah, but you got the hair and the whole, you know, the permanent, you know, the all-American boy thing going on.
Do I? Yeah.
Well, you're Canadian, but you know, the white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes. Yeah. Right, James? He could be Superman.
I don't know. He's Captain America, but he'd have to be Captain Canada.
Yeah, he's Captain Canada.
Be more Captain America versus Superman. Yeah.
I think you got that.
Captain America does Captain America have any superpowers?
Wait. Chris is quite Captain America, though.
I was just going to say Chris is Superman.
Yeah.
Chris is Superman.
I don't know.
Chris is Superman.
Okay, so you're Captain America. Chris is Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What superpowers does Captain America have? He's just got a shield.
Like that Nazi juice put in. Remember?
He got some really strong. Yeah, he got shot up with some good juice.
He got good gear. Yeah, he's got good.
He got the good gear.
Yeah. That's your superpower. You have good gear.
I got the good hookup. Yeah.
What's the Thing do? What is the Thing's superpower?
He's just a strong piece of rock. He's bullshit.
He's just a big fucking boulder.
That's you.
He's ugly as fuck as well. So what's he trying to say?
Well, I mean, you're not Bumstead. Come on. I'm just,
wait.
I'm not saying you're ugly, but you're not Chris Bumstead.
Let me go and have a shave and get a hair transplant. I'll come back.
He cleans up nice. He cleans up nice, is what he said.
I think what I feel James is like. James is like that. Who's the really smart mutant that's like looks like Wolverine? Is it? Beast. Beast. I think James is Beast.
Yeah. My Beast.
I think you're Beast because you're kind of you're a little bit introspective and yeah.
All right.
I don't. Ben, I see Ben as who's the guy with the cards?
Oh, Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could actually. He could be a bit of a Gambit. I can see him wearing that headpiece as well.
That's why.
The black top.
Yeah.
Gambit, I thought was the coolest motherfucker ever when I was a kid.
And the long trench coat doesn't he wear a long trench coat too?
I think it's quite a long coat. He does have a long coat.
Yeah,
that could be
cool. That's Ben. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
Ben's had that hair as well, like a bandana and this little thing sticking out the top. Because I swear his hair sticks out the top.
I don't think I fit anywhere. I'm definitely not Batman.
Do you know why? Because they haven't done enough like
I don't know.
multicultural.
Tony Stark's pretty fucking flashy.
They need more multicultural superheroes.
No, I'm not saying because they're not brown, James.
I am.
There's no Arab superheroes.
I'm calling them out. I'm calling out Disney right now.
This is big Hollywood here is putting Fouad down. He has no role models to look up to.
Honestly, listen, we need to appeal for this because then we could get a superhero that's
okay. Aside from the race thing, is there's nobody like me? Is there? Batman's like prim and proper and fucking
with Fouad for a superhero.
Who is
the Mandarin? No, wait, he's the Mandarin.
Who's the Mandarin?
The Mandarin's the guy that Thingy plays. Ben, who is it? You know the Mandarin, surely.
I don't.
Ian must know the Mandarin.
Is it somebody? Is it somebody shit?
It's so bad.
I got a restaurant.
Get it?
I typed in Mandarin. Who's the Mandarin? Okay.
Maybe I know.
You'll know when you see him. This is me taking a dig. You know,
taking a dig at me. Is that what you're doing?
A little bit, just a touch.
Oh, this guy, yeah.
The guy. This guy's like he's like tall and skinny.
Makeup wise, if you could do that. No, but I don't think you found the right person. I think Ian has. I think Ian's found who we're after.
What's he look like, Ian?
This is Fouad written all over it.
That's what I got. That's not me.
Well,
that's like it's like a tall skin. That's like Ben.
He's got a beard.
That guy looks like Ben. He literally looks like Ben, and he's Asian.
But I don't think he is Asian.
Dude, he's definitely Asian.
I mean, his name is the Mandarin.
Yeah, he's the Mandarin.
That's literally a fucking Asian language.
Sorry. That's really bad because I just got totally confused with nationality.
All right, you guys can comment below. You guys can comment below whatever comic book guy you think I am. I mean, because Batman doesn't fit, right? Batman's too like prim and proper and shit.
You want it to fit. You want people to say, "God, of course it fits. You are Batman."
No, I don't want it. I don't want people to say that. I'm just trying to actually figure it out. It doesn't work.
Is there no one else like Batman that's not Batman? That's a little bit more rough.
Is there like a rougher Batman?
I reckon it must be. There must have been a villain.
Well, somebody will comment and figure it out. Okay, last one, and I'm only picking this one because it has 92 likes. So apparently everybody else wants to know too. Rank every major competitive bodybuilding coach from top to bottom.
That's a hard one.
Well, you guys are obviously going to say Patrick because
here you provide us let's decide on 5 here that we decide are the top 5 and then we'll rank them.
Okay, well Patrick's in the list, Aceto's in the list, Hani's in the list.
Aceto, Nichols,
Patrick, Aceto, Nichols, Hani,
Farah.
But then you got Neil. Like that's a tough to narrow to 5.
You got to boot someone out of 5. Someone's got to come 6th.
I think Farah would be over Neil.
I think Farah's had a lot of success with Dexter and people like that, and Kai,
and Branch.
You've got to look at it for what they've managed to do with people. Yeah, Farah's good.
It's tough because there's Jansen, there's Neil, there's like a bunch of. But I think
Jansen and that are there. They're coming. They're there. They're just, these guys have had a little bit more longevity.
Well, we can pick more than 5. It doesn't have to be 5, but let's go with the top 5. So who's first? Who's the best coach?
You're going to say Hani, aren't you? Because of the credentials.
Not because of the credentials. I think Hani is the best coach.
You think so?
Okay,
See, I know nothing about Hani as a coach.
This is the thing.
When people have too many high-profile people like that, I'm like, he doesn't actually help them. It's just nonsense, you know? No,
this is why I'm saying it. So before anybody wonders how I got that, I'm not saying any of these things by people I've worked with or by necessarily their credentials. I'm saying it more by how many people did that coach? How much could he get out of each athlete?
Yeah.
And I feel like Hani gets the most out of the people he works with. That's why it's like, because for me personally, John Meadows is the best coach. He's the best coach for me, but we're not talking about.
We didn't even say John then. Yeah.
But we're not talking about individual, like what's the best for you. We're talking about as a whole, right?
Yeah.
So you can't leave Hani out because he's got like fucking 10 Olympias or 12 Olympias or 15 Olympias or some shit.
Jeremy,
Nicole Wilkins, fucking.
Hey, I have 2 Olympia wins as a coach. Why aren't I on this list?
You could be. In some people's eyes, you might just be.
Because most people are like, anybody could train Chris Bumstead.
That's probably true in a lot.
It's kind of like the things, same thing people say about Hani with Phil. Yeah. They don't give Hani the credit because Phil's Phil.
I think that's why people like some of the they're not lower level coaches, but the ones that don't necessarily get the same spotlight are actually really good because they take some rather average people and
Yeah.
make them good.
Yeah.
So,
But I also don't think it's fair to fault. I don't think
because they get high profile clients.
Yeah. I don't, like I wouldn't take anything away from Ian because he trains Chris.
Yeah.
No, it's actually probably more pressure. It's probably more pressure for you.
Because you've seen what's happened to Chris in the last year. So you're like, well, Ian had something to do with that. So it doesn't, just because somebody has great genetics, it doesn't mean they still don't need help.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then we've seen Phil this year.
That's where my mind always went with Hani. So I'd be kind of hypocritical in that.
But wait a minute.
I always thought like Hani's just got all the top people. So it's like, is he actually doing it, or is this just like a fucking name play game?
Well, but we've seen what Nicole Wilkins looks like with and without Hani. We've seen like I know what I look like, but with and without. We know what Jeremy looked like before and after.
Yeah.
We see Phil this year. Apparently, Phil didn't work with Hani this year. I don't know, but.
I think he did, but there was some arguments. I don't know. I won't say too much because I don't know. There was some sort of things floating around on email.
I don't know about any of the drama. I heard that. I didn't know that was true or not. So
yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to know.
But no, I think the other thing, I've seen people that have left Hani and never looked as good.
Seth worked with Hani.
Seth worked with Hani. Yeah, I mean. You also got to wonder, is he getting really great genetic people, or is he getting so much out of them that they look amazing?
I think look at Phil in 2005, yeah? Listen, he was already going to be something special.
Yeah, Phil.
But you still got to nurture that person in the right way in order not to spoil them.
Well, the thing I wonder is Phil with like 10% not as good. Is Phil still beat Kai? Well, don't answer that, Ian. You already said.
Yeah, but I feel at 90% probably still would have. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He was so good.
I don't agree with that. But anyways, let's not get into that debate.
No, that's fine.
Okay, fine. So
60% would.
So this was Hani, or is it who else would be competing with Hani for that first top spot? Is it Chad?
I mean, yeah.
You have to say so because of Flex and because of fucking Ronnie.
Chad's trained a lot of top people, whether it be Flex Wheeler,
like 20 Olympias, right? 20.
Paul Dillette.
Yeah, he won. He's 20 Olympias when you include Vince Taylor's Masters Olympia.
And he just won with this year.
And he just won with Rami. Yeah. I mean, that's a huge feather in your cap. Take a guy who has been competing for 8 years, couldn't win, and then he did the same thing with Ronnie. Ronnie was a pro for 8 years.
Yeah.
And then he fucking took on Chad, and all of a sudden started winning.
Yeah.
So. I mean, it's hard to the only dispute to that is a lot of people are like, oh, what about the health issues that come with Chad and all this stuff? But those things are debatable, right?
Exactly. Well, nothing's in stone. We don't know the ins and outs.
Yeah, nobody knows it's Chad's fault. They're just
exactly.
So I don't know. What are we saying then? Is Chad the best coach ever?
On paper.
Yeah.
On paper, right?
If someone said that to me, I would.
But wait a second. We're saying Chad has 20 Olympias. I think Hani has more.
Does he?
I don't think.
Well, because Phil's won 7, right?
Yeah.
Jeremy Buendia won 4, didn't he?
3 or 4.
And then Nicole Wilkins won 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the limit, though, isn't it?
Is that all of them?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think he's won more than like 16 or 18.
So say 15, okay. But if you're gonna say somebody won 15 Olympias and somebody won 20, that's kind of
that's a 25. That's a 20% difference, man.
I know. But then you're also gonna say this guy's kept people healthy, and this guy has.
If you start to deeper analysis on this, you could find also the reasons that this man's managed to turn more people Olympia than this person, because Chad's only had 2 or whatever versus say 4 from Hani. Hani could argue, I've turned more people into an Olympia champion.
Yeah.
More people means I'm able to coach more people.
Chad was able to keep those people up on top longer. So
so there you go. You could. Well, what's right? In the argument.
He has Ronnie, who's won the most. So I mean, it's like
Yeah.
This is interesting. So I actually am really curious what people think now, because ultimately, I guess you have to go by record.
I think so. I think the way this question is asked,
After that, it's so subjective. It's like you really have to go by record.
I like Chad a lot, man. I had him on the podcast just after the Olympia, and he's so fun to talk to, and he's so knowledgeable. You know a good coach when he speaks to you, and you just know whatever he just said is fucking right. Like that's how Chad is. But okay, so
Chad's in first place then.
So, but Chad then Hani.
Yeah,
I would go Chad then Hani. Yeah.
Then Chris. Because Chris has got, how many Olympias does Chris have? Kamal's won once.
Kamal,
Cutler, three of Cutler's, not the last one. Oh, two of Cutler, only two of Cutler's.
So two of Cutler. Oh, we forgot Cutler on Hani's resume.
Oh yeah,
because that was two of his. Yeah,
2009.
Yeah, and 10.
And 10? Yeah, but he didn't win in 10. Did he win in 10?
He
did win in 10. Yeah.
He lost in 11. Yeah.
So there's two more for Hani there. So Chris, I think, would be third, in my opinion.
I think so.
Like between Olympia wins and just pro wins.
He's Olympia wins. Like, Neil, how many did Neil win with Flex? 6 or 6? 5, 6?
6 or 7, I think. Yeah, 6, I think.
But then now this comes down to this truly comes down to where do you consider 212 versus open? Because that is really where this comes down to. So do you think a win in a 212, equates to the Olympia wins?
I have to be. I'm sorry, guys. This might just be my own subjective opinion.
No, listen,
obviously, it is my subjective opinion. I don't think Neil is better than Chris.
No, the clout isn't the same. I know it's weird. It's just because it just isn't with open versus open.
No. It's not. That's not why I say that. I say that
either way, there is more prestige to the open. We can all agree on that.
Yeah. But I also think like Flex Wheeler is a genetic marvel, or Flex Lewis, sorry, is a genetic marvel. And then the other big name athlete that Neil has is Bonac, and I'm like,
he's not with him anymore.
Yeah, he's not with him anymore. So I'm like, who's Neil really coached other than Flex? Ryan Terry, I guess.
Got a couple of good wins with John De La Rosa.
He's got a good body. He's got a good body work, but I still feel like Aceto has trained everybody, and for a long time too.
Aceto's catalog goes back way before we even know, and there's people that he's prepped to win shows we didn't even know of.
Yeah. Aceto is probably the longest running coach.
Yeah, in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, he's going back to, like, when I had him on the podcast, he was talking about going to a camp in the 80s, like the early 80s.
I think he officially started in the 80s.
Yeah, like 83 or 84. He's way before Chad.
Yeah, he was the first.
So does that matter in the ranking, or is he still third? Is he second?
I put him third. I think he's a very strong third.
Yeah, he's very close. Why did
now the battle comes down to Farah and Neil, because Farah had Kai and the Blade.
Well, in fairness, if we're using record, like we put Chad ahead of Hani because of record, so we can't put Farah ahead of Neil. Farah's got no Olympia wins.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying: clout. The clout versus the 212 versus the open Arnold.
Wins?
Open Arnold.
Sorry, Ian.
George Farah has no Olympia wins? That's wrong.
No, he's trained Kai. He trained Branch.
Dexter 08.
Dexter 08. Okay, he's got one.
Okay, but what about girls that have worked with George now?
I don't know any girls. I don't know the girls' side too much.
Dana Lynn Bailey worked with George, won in Olympia.
Yeah, she won Olympia. Yeah.
A couple.
I just like, does Kai Green's 2 Arnold Classics equate to the same as a Flex Lewis 212 win? That's where I'm wondering.
That's tough.
That's where it becomes like nitpicky, like between Neil and Farah.
I don't think an Arnold win beats an Olympia win, even if it's a different class.
What do you think on that?
Comparing 2 Arnold wins.
Still, man, you're talking 6 Olympias.
7.
Like where's
Kai's also been at second at the Olympia multiple times, so it's like
it's like now we're battling like it's kind of now it's like Kai's record versus Kai's record in bodybuilding versus Flex's. If Flex's is considered the better record, then Flex wins. Then his coach also gets carried.
I'm gonna put Farah over Neil.
I am too. But then we're kind of contradicting our own record.
That's okay.
I don't think you are because it just shows subconsciously that our thoughts towards open bodybuilding are very much set.
So after five, who is it? Now we're talking are we talking Jansen? Are we talking Patrick? Are we talking John Meadows?
Yeah, you got Patrick Jansen, John Meadows.
John Meadows just won an Olympia with Missy Trescott.
Yeah, and then Jansen just won with Clarida.
And Jansen just won Clarida. And John had
Clarida was actually a Meadows and Jansen.
Yeah, that's true.
Is he still in Meadows though? Is he still in Meadows?
For training.
Meadows posts for ages.
No, for training, because Matt just told me yesterday on the podcast.
Okay, because I hadn't seen him for
a long time, so John's got a 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
So it'd be interesting. I could put John right behind Neil.
Yeah, that's fair.
John, and then who else do we say? We have Matt Jansen. I could put Matt right behind John.
So we've got, I think like that's where it's now cloudy in it, because you've got, like you say, you've got Patrick, John, Jansen.
But if we're going by record, right? We're not going by anything else. Well, not really anything else. So that's why Patrick isn't moving up, because Patrick doesn't have any Olympia wins yet.
No, he's got an Arnold with Hide, 212. That's 212. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we go.
Didn't he get prep Iris as well?
Patrick? I don't know.
He prepped Iris.
I believe you're right.
So John, what about does Matt's client list put him ahead of John at all? Because John's client list is pretty big too, but I'm thinking of the Dallas. You know, he also helped Compton a little bit. He had Ian,
Nathan
Diasha,
Charles.
Yeah, he's done well. Yeah, Charles done good in a couple of shows. Got like a second place.
John, as far as like big name open bodybuilders, like I was probably one of the biggest ones, and now he's got Terrence. Terrence is second place at the Olympia and Classic.
I mean, well, in 2018, Matt had me and 3 other open guys all win shows.
You, Nathan, and
Charles and someone else.
Oh yeah, Charles did win a show his first year, didn't he?
Yeah, he won that Chad show.
Yeah.
John admittedly will tell you like he hasn't had a lot of genetic marvels.
Yeah.
As like he includes me in that. He's like you're not really genetically gifted. I'm like, thanks.
John attracts a very different kind of person though. He attracts kind of like the more
conscious,
taller, rough, and the guys like us more than he attracts like the Nathan Dashes of the world.
Yeah. So are we saying Matt is ahead of John?
I would put him pretty close, but I would give Matt the edge. Yeah.
Are they tied maybe?
Yeah, I think currently Matt,
but I mean, John's been around a little longer. John did a lot with like his like mountain dog stuff. He's had a lot of clients. So I mean, that's the tough toss.
I think John changed a lot of people's, including Matt's. I think Matt got a lot of his theories from John.
Oh, Matt first to admit he learns a lot from other coaches.
I mean, he'll say that. So I think I still put John 6th because of his body of work and how he's changed a lot of people's training.
You got to look at like the ebooks that John does, and the Mountain Dog website has reached so many people. There's probably a lot of people that aren't necessarily coached by John, but they're affected by what John's done.
Yeah. And if we're going to use that as one of the standards, what about JP?
Oh, Jordan's rippled out like crazy. If you look at a lot of where this stemmed from, it's obviously DC training, then got into the hands of Jordan, and then he modified it, and then that made everyone do that for a while.
You know what's funny? If we're not using just competitive bodybuilding as a standard, the whole thing changes, because then I would put John, JP, and Dante in the top 3.
Yeah, because theirs is like methods.
Because they've changed people
methodology.
Yeah, they've changed people's
they're
training.
More iconic in terms of like the changing of the guard of training systems.
Yeah.
Health supplementation, everything.
So it's like a different category altogether now, because now we're talking about who's changed the game.
Yeah. That's a big.
If you look under that, I guarantee you, all these top guys that we already named are using health protocols and training protocols from Dante, and you know what I mean? Like it's
So I would like, if we're talking about coaches that have changed the game, man, Dante's been around fucking since the 80s, or early 90s anyway, like changing people's training.
It really depends what you're using as your basis of judging,
Yeah, definitely.
I would almost put more value on the guy who's touched thousands and thousands of people over the guy who's
to a lesser degree.
But then you're really like now taking information sources as coaches, because like Dante's not really a coach,
That's not true. He coached a lot. He coached Kuklo, and he coached Justin Harris. He's coached people. Not like
he doesn't coach anymore.
No, but what I'm saying is somebody created a system. That's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
Like if you've created a system that thousands of people are using.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that with Neil and his Y3T, and you could say that with Hani and FSD7. I mean, like there's going to be everyone. These guys put more of like fundamental stuff in, but
I feel like those are variances of previous things. Like when you look at FSD7, it's really just like fast, like less rest periods and like faster sets.
Yeah.
It doesn't like there's no body of work that like
Yeah.
John introduced
dog crap is like a real thing.
Yeah, John introduced
dog crap is a real thing. Yeah.
When you talk about mountain dog stuff, he introduced everybody to like chains and bands. Who do you see that doesn't use bands anymore? That's John's influence.
That's all John.
Yeah, to be fair, he was the guy doing that.
Like now you see like hunters using bands and that's all fucking John shit.
I feel like because John had a great friendship with like obviously Elite Lifts, and then he picked up a lot of information from them, and they shared information from him.
Well,
he took that over into bodybuilding.
Yeah,
he'll say that though.
Well, because he'll say that. He said he used to train at Westside Barbell, and he used a lot of the powerlifting stuff he brought over to bodybuilding.
Yeah. I wonder what because that's like obviously Mike Francois used to train at Westside, so I wonder if it was similar as well. Maybe because he coaches as well.
Even when I was an amateur, I used to go on Mountain Dog website and find workouts on there. I'd find like fucking what's that guy's name? He was a 212 bodybuilder.
Mark Dugdale.
Mark Dugdale.
Yeah.
And I'd go on there and I'd follow like his workouts and I'd just copy those, like, you know.
Mark was really cool.
And now, I think now you have Jordan is kind of, to me, the modern day Mountain Dog.
I agree.
So if we're talking coaches that have changed the game, I don't know if I can think of another one that fits in that top three other than those guys.
No, well, we can agree that Jordan, Patrick, Dante, and John are in that top 10. So they're definitely top 10 in the world.
Oh, you mean as far as like our other list that we were doing?
Yeah, like if we just they're still in that even.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, 100%. Interesting.
Some really good coaches there, isn't
there? Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go eat. You're gonna go eat. We're all gonna go train.
I'm gonna eat. I've trained already.
Oh, you already trained already?
Yeah, it's later for here.
Yeah.
What are you training today? You training legs, Ian?
Yeah, I gotta do legs.
How many meals have you had already?
1.
Really?
Yeah, I'll eat my next one right now and then go train.
What time did you wake up at?
He's a late one.
9? 8? 8:30, 9?
You know what? Okay, before you go, that happens to me too. Do you feel bad about it?
What?
That you've only had one meal and it's 2:30.
No, this is every single day for me.
So you do that too, because that happens to me.
I'll wake up at 8 and like I might sit on the couch and like drink a coffee and not do my cardio till 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't think that's
so you don't start your day. You're one of them, you don't start your day straight away. Like
no, like I'll get up and like, Melissa's always up before me. So I'll get up, I'll come downstairs, we'll sit and drink coffee and chat and whatever. I might check my phone, check my emails, that kind of stuff. Yeah, like I also don't go to bed super early, but even if I do get up early, like I won't like get up and like go right down to the treadmill and do cardio and eat breakfast like 30 minutes after, it's like I might fuck around for 2 hours before I do cardio and eat my first meal. So
I need to be more like you. I feel like we could learn from him. I didn't finish eating
my first meal until like 15 minutes before I got on this podcast, so like 11:45.
Okay, I don't need to learn. I already do that. I just thought I always felt horrible about it. I'm like,
no.
I thought you guys are like the regimented guys, and I'm like, okay.
I am regimented, but I'm regimented in my
with that regime.
I know that, but what I'm saying is like traditional bodybuilding.
Oh, sure.
Think would be
I used to be that way, but I think relaxing on that stuff is maybe a lot less anxious and like enjoy my life.
Yeah, I think that's why I suffer a bit.
Yeah.
You're still getting in your 6 meals though?
Of course, I haven't missed a meal in a decade. But I mean, like I'll get up, but I might stay up till 2:30 in the morning.
You haven't missed a meal in a decade? Is that real? You're fucking around.
I looked at Melissa and she's like, yeah, I don't think I can't really think of a time I have. No.
Really?
I mean, like, look, I went on vacation after the Olympia and I didn't eat 6 meals a day on vacation. Yeah. But any other time when I've been home and normal, I can't recall even missing a meal one time.
Okay. So when you get home from vacation, you flip the switch. You're like, I'm home. I'm ready to work.
Yes.
That you've never missed a meal?
No. Like I had a couple of days where like I ate a crappy meal here and there, but I still ate 5 meals plus one crappy,
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I can vouch for this. We came back from Mexico. They flew back for like 8 hours and it was like 10 p.m. He's staying at my house and he's like, yo, Chris, where's your food scale? And I'm like, why the fuck are you weighing your food right now? You just flew back from Mexico. It's 10 p.m. at night. Like, eat whatever you want. But he had to start weighing food because he was home.
All right.
Vacations, everything. It's fun.
That's how you get top 7 in the Olympia, though, isn't it? That's the thing. That is the truth.
James, you see what just happened?
You got a fan. Did you get a fan? Did you feel really like good there?
We got a cameo appearance from Chris Bumstead.
I know. I got a little bit. I got a little bit.
Title of this podcast now. You can use that as clickbait for this podcast.
That's why
Chris Bumstead says Ian never misses meals.
100%.
I got some butterflies. Some butterflies in my stomach there. I got a soft spot.
We got everyone here. We got Courtney over there, Chris and Melissa.
See, this is the cool house.
It's the Kardashians' house. That's what it is. Yeah. Well, next time you can tell Chris he can just sit in, man. We got an extra spot.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, gentlemen, it was a good time. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll see you,
man.
All right, fellas.
I'll speak to you before then. Nice one, buddy.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.